AT Sippers. Whew. It's popping this Friday night. Try to give us a little light. If you can, please come in hitting the like button for me. I would greatly appreciate it. It will save me some time. You understand? Please come in hitting the like button for me. Hey, Cynthia. So I'm going to jump right on in because, you know, I be having issues with my charge. I'll get out this weekend and go and get me a new one. I don't know what's going on. And I left my good charge out of town, obviously. And so, picking up with Candace. And one of the... I'm going to pick up with Candace. It's a lot going on, especially with Trump not obeying orders. Erika, Kirk, her lying ass, you know, her being a spy for the Trump campaign. Being Shapiro having a meltdown. Candace say, black people stop tripping. You know, you better check into their religion and how they really feel about you. He's panicking. He know we close. Turning Point USA. He tried to attack at that meeting. So we gonna jump in there. What is going on with this device? It says it's connected. Okay. And we're going to start right here first. I want to hear what the rabbi said. Let's hear this.
Why is there black people?
That's a really, really good question.
Hold on. So somebody is, I guess they're asking the rabbi questions, and he wants to know about blacks.
How are you doing, my friend? I'm Rabbi Shaf.
How are you, sir?
It's a pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Alejandro.
Yes, sir.
It's good to meet you. This is picking you up,
okay.
And I got one over here, so.
Okay, perfect. So my question is, if Adam and Eve were born white, why is there black people?
That's a really, really good question. Let's say they were born black.
Okay, so then why is white people?
How did it happen that all the races came to exist? Exactly. Is that the question? If humanity started...
Were born white, why is there black people?
That's a really, really good question. Let's say they were born black.
Okay, so then why is white people? Were born white, why is there black people?
That's a really, really good question. Let's say they were born black.
Okay, so then why is white people?
How did it happen that all the races came to exist? Exactly. Is that the question? If humanity started out with only two people. It seems to me that adaptation is part of the human gene. For example, let me ask you a question. Did Adam and Eve have cells?
Well, basically
did they have They had DNA.
Yeah.
If that's the belief of a creationist, that they had DNA, then I could look at the DNA and find out who their mother and father were, right?
Okay.
Isn't that right? I mean, that's what's in the DNA. Did they have recessive genes? They had to have.
Okay.
The belief that God created two people, right, a literalist reading of the Bible, that they were the first two people. So it's a smart question. But what it means is that it was a complete world. If God created a tree, let's say, so did that tree have rings?
Should have.
It should, which means if I dropped somebody into the Garden of Eden, according to the Bibles, 1 minute after creation, a scientist, they would see an old world. They'd be like, if there's a tree, there must have been acorns. Where did acorns come from? And that from another tree. Yeah, so you'd see Adam and Eve looking 20 years old, and you'd see that they have grandparents in their DNA. In which case, it's not a question. There was a lot of potential in those original human beings. A black man, a white, whatever you see in humanity would go back to them.
Okay.
Now, you might say that's unlikely. I don't know why it's unlikely, but if there's an infinite God who wanted to create the world, and he decided instead of letting it happen by accident, he would just start it right there and fast forward through billions of years of what science only tries to say.
So what you're trying to say is that there's a life before Adam and Eve.
Not really. Not that there weren't actually people, but that God created a complete world.
Okay.
In which case
In his
he had
own
DNA,
image.
and he had cells, and that the potential for people of different races and colors would have been in Adam, just like they're in a person who's of mixed race, who can have a black child and a white child. And I think that's a very important thing to realize. That's the claim of someone reading the Bible. Somebody will come and say, wait a minute, the world looks billions of years old. How could you believe it's less than 6,000 years from Adam and Eve?
Yeah.
And the answer is, it's not a question. That's the position. The position is, it should look. The minute the world was created, it looked billions of years old. And if you would ask me...
It doesn't mean it was...
That's right. That's the position, is that God made it. Now, thank you for saying that. I love you.
Okay.
Does that add up?
Yeah, it actually
A lot
makes
of people
sense.
will really ask. They'll say, wait a minute. I would agree that
They
if
just-
I was dropped into the Garden of Eden and I had to figure out how did this happen from a Big Bang until now, I'd come up with the same thing. I mean, maybe with the help of Darwin, whatever. Like, I don't know if I thought of it. But if we believe God made it at a certain stage...
I actually understand you. It makes sense.
So I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. I mean, I obviously believe that. But I'm saying it's not a question. The age of the universe is not a question to a creationist. Why does it look that way? That's the position, is that it looks that way.
So, if...
This is a smart guy.
So, the thing is, if, let's say, they were both black, and I understand what you were telling me
If they're
about...
both black and they both have the potential within their DNA for whatever was to come
how
out
could
further.
they become white?
If you have two black people who both had white mothers, their child could be white.
Supposedly...
It's a recessive gene. It could happen.
Okay.
That's how you have the red hair. So, and it makes a lot of sense that God would... There's a teaching in the Mishnah, which is about 2,000 years old, which says, why does the Torah tell the story? Why does the Bible tell the story and let us know that every human being came from Adam? So that every human being should know that they all come from the same place. Every person can achieve greatness, connection to God, be a good person. No person is superior to another. It's a terrible perversion in the world. When people have said, because you're born this way or that way, if you're born white, there is no white guilt. If you're born black, you're not inferior. All those lies. It's a very big mistake. And it was terrible when they did it to black people, but it's also terrible to do it now to a little white boy and say, listen, you're born with the mark of Cain, and you're stained, and you're evil. Human beings all come from Adam, and they all have the potential to be good, holy, beautiful.
Pretty solid answers, right?
You're a good man, Alejandro. I like meeting you. You came by smiling. You seem like a pleasant person. I wish you the best.
He bypassed it, didn't he? He bypassed it, didn't he? Woo! Lord, let's hear this one right quick. He bypassed it.
This simple but brilliant device is helping women prevent cognitive
He didn't want to go there.
A 78-year-old
Y'all,
Tennessee master just
please
exposed
come in
why they
hitting
created
the
a
like
device that
button.
prevents cognitive decline. Linda watched her mother fade for
What's going on overseas is an attack against Muslim people.
If I would get on the bus to Ramallah from outside the...
100%. If Jesus is the Messiah and he did all those miracles, how will you know when the actual Messiah comes?
And I
No,
wanna give
no,
you the
no,
message.
you don't think when you speak.
Separating religion is very equal to racism.
The name Palestine is very recent. You know that, right? Here we are in downtown Chicago, right in front of the historical water tower. And, you know, it's freezing. I mean, it's absolutely freezing here. The temperature is very, very cold. It's windy here in the Windy City. But our hearts are warm because we're meeting all kinds of wonderful, beautiful people here.
What's going on overseas is an attack against Muslim people.
If I would get on the bus to Ramallah from outside the... 100%.
If Jesus is the Messiah and he did all those miracles, how will you know when the actual Messiah comes?
And I
No,
wanna give
no,
you the
no,
message.
you don't think when you speak.
Separating religion is very equal to racism.
The name Palestine is very recent. You know that, right? Here we are in downtown Chicago, right in front of the historical water tower. And, you know, it's freezing. I mean, it's absolutely freezing here. The temperature is very, very cold. It's windy here in the Windy City, but our hearts are warm because we're meeting all kinds of wonderful, beautiful people here. I want to thank our sponsor, Skyve. Skyve is the solution for you for all of your important customers
Overseas, what do you feel?
So, it's good to meet you.
It's very great to meet you, Rabbi.
And I would love to know what you want to talk about, what you want to ask today.
So my question is, I'm a military mom, and with everything that's going on in the world, as far as everything that's happening overseas, what do you feel about everything that's happening overseas?
So the first thing you deserve to hear is that your child who's in the military is doing something really, really important that has to be done. What do I mean by that?
Yes.
To live in a magnificent, I mean, this is a magnificent time in history, and it's a magnificent part of the world. I mean, it's a cold day here in Chicago, but people their stomachs are full. You're not seeing people starving and dying in the streets.
Yes,
We're seeing a place of, are you seeing people that are starving and dying?
The people overseas.
Oh, yes, yes. In other words, what I mean to say is, what happened here in the United States of America is unique in world history. And it's beginning, hopefully the world will become a better and better place. But what freedom has allowed people to do is build a society where the normal thing is that people have hot water in their homes. And the normal thing is that people can get food. And if a person here in town will stand outside a 7-Eleven for a couple of minutes, they will get a couple dollars and they'll be able to buy a meal. We have social programs, we have services. Generally, if there are people that are starving in our country today.
That's not the question. The question is, what do you feel about what's happening overseas?
Okay, so I guess the reason that I'm qualifying that I believe that America is a worthwhile place is because I think that it has to be defended. And therefore, the first thing is a person who fights on behalf of their country is defending all the good things that exist in our country. The fact that you and I can sit and talk to each other, we're different races, I imagine we're different religions. I don't think you're Jewish.
I'm just a person. I don't separate the religions.
That's beautiful.
I believe that we are all people and everybody. I mean, we all equal. So I think that when it comes down to religion, it separates class of people. And it do. It always do. And it separates people to where it's. Can I be honest?
Sure.
I feel like separating religion is very equal to racism. And let me explain.
Yeah.
I think that because we all have the ultimate goal.
Do you
and
mean
we
that we should all pray in the same church?
Yeah. Because we all.
So I have to believe in Jesus?
No, you have to believe. We all believe in a higher being.
Well, there are atheists too.
That's okay.
Do they have to go to church?
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you separate the religions and everybody has like, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes people feel like one religion is better than the other. You know what I'm saying?
I will certainly agree with you on this. I think religion could be similar to race.
Yes.
But I don't think we should try to get rid of different races. I think the fact that there are different kinds of people, we need to learn to love each other, respect each other, and get along.
Saying.
And I think the same would be true for religions. I think that I can look at somebody who says they worship Jesus, and I say, listen, I'm Jewish, and we don't, but I admire you, I respect you, I disagree on that subject with you, and that's okay. I don't have to agree with you about everything.
That's right.
But we're equal. And so I think that the United States of America is an example that took that idea and codified it and said all men are created equal. There's freedom of religion. You have to treat the other person's religion with respect and dignity. You can't just attack them. You can't discriminate and not give loans to people because you don't like the color of their skin.
Yes, I did
their religious
earlier.
Experience or their beliefs. So I think the United States of America is a magnificent place with its flaws that has brought the world.
Everybody have flaws.
That's right.
Right. It's no such thing as a perfect person. But
if we don't fight for it, if people don't go out there and defend those who want to come and hurt people, who want to take down the concepts of freedom in the world,
But
it won't exist.
Okay, so with
your
that
child
being
is doing
said,
a very important thing.
Yes, I love my son, and I'm very proud of him. Well, piggybacking off of the question that I asked about what's going on overseas, that, and you said, because you're a rabbi and you a believer that we are all equal, but this is my personal opinion. I feel like what's going on overseas is an attack
You need to
against
say where
Muslim
overseas.
people.
Should these glasses be
You
illegal in
know,
the U.S.?
she needs to
Nobody
say
believed me at first,
Israel.
but now everybody wants a pair. My friends roasted.
Do you mean?
It's an
I
attack
think there are
of
multiple fronts overseas. Do you mean what's happening in Israel and Palestine?
yes,
Yes.
yes.
She
I think that it's.
she didn't.
I mean, what
okay.
do you? What are my first question was, what do you think of what's going on in Israel and Pakistan?
Yeah, she didn't say Israel, but let's go.
Well, piggybacking off of the question that I asked about what's going on overseas, that
you don't like the color of their skin, you don't like their religious experience or their beliefs. So I think the United States of America is a magnificent place with its flaws that has brought the world.
Everybody have flaws.
That's right.
Right. It's no such thing as a perfect person. But
if we don't fight for it, if people don't go out there and defend those who want to come and hurt people, who want to take down the concepts of freedom in the world, it won't exist.
Okay, so with
your
that
child
being
is doing
said,
a very important thing.
Yes, I love my son, and I'm very proud of him. Piggybacking off of the question that I asked about what's going on overseas, that, and you said, because you're a rabbi and you a believer that we are all equal, but this is my personal opinion. I feel like what's going on overseas is an attack against Muslim people.
Do you mean?
It's an attack
I think there are multiple fronts overseas. Do you mean what's happening in Israel and Palestine?
Yes, yes. I think that it's I mean, what
That's
do you?
not an attack on
my first question was,
Muslims.
what do you think of what's going on in Israel and Pakistan?
Well, as far as I understand, I think you mean Israel and Palestine. Is
Palestine. I'm sorry.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, it's far away. Okay, I'll tell you what I think about the Israel and Palestine situation. I don't think it's yet so directly related to the U.S. military. They don't have any soldiers there in that specific region right now. Can you tell me more about that?
I mean, I'm not gonna tell more because my son is in the military, so I'm like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So it's just, I'm not gonna set my son up for failure.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
So
anything you're not supposed to talk about, we don't talk about.
Yeah. So it's just that
what's being presented in any event on the news
Yes.
is that the United States is not present in Israel or Palestine. That's what's being presented. I don't know that they should or shouldn't be. Like, I don't take such a position on geopolitics, but let me explain what's happening. The Jewish people have a real problem. Wherever I go in this country, people say, go back to where you came from. People say it to me all the time.
Oh yeah, they say it
Now,
to me all
where
the
did I come from? Where did I come
Right.
from? I have a problem. If I go back to Germany, I mean, they killed out all the Jews there. They put them in ovens. They killed, and we didn't really come from there. When you look at our DNA,
We from here. We here. A lot of us was born here.
You know, that's true. I was born in Los Angeles, in Cedar Sinai.
So where you want me to go back to? Los Angeles.
Right. It's true. You know, but the concept that where do we come from? Where are we? And the real truth is that throughout history, the Jewish people were. The example I might give is if you had like a Cherokee Indian, and people came in, took their land away, killed a lot of them, and said, you don't live here anymore. And those people went to France. And then we got back together. We said, wait a minute. This was a terrible injustice. We are going to invite the Cherokee people back and give them their own land back.
But they didn't. America didn't do that.
If they were to do that, would you call the Cherokee guy who comes home a colonizer? Going back to his own land that his grandparents were on and were killed and thrown off of, and now he comes home. Is he a colonizer?
No, he's coming back to where he belongs. That it's their land.
Excellent. So from my perspective, that's what happened to the Jewish people. They were thrown off every single time we pray. We face Jerusalem, and we mention it 3 times a day in our prayers. We think about it, we talk about it, and this is who we are. And when the Jewish people were successfully killed at one country after another, the world got together and took a land which was owned by the British. There had been Jews there all the way back for the last 2,000 years, along with Arabs. And
Okay, updating. Sure. Who are you calling dummies? You know, when you make a comment like that, you need to be more specific. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and remove that for you, and come back a little more clearer, so I can understand what you're trying to say and who you're trying to say it to. You could be speaking. Yeah, no, uh, comment that a little better. Put a name on it. Okay, we grown over here. If you gon' call somebody out their name, you know, you're gonna put a label on them. Be clear about it. Be matter of fact. Don't hide. And come in hitting the like button, y'all. Double tap the face of y'all screen on your phone device. You know, as you listen, either in the comments or in the bushes. Please double tap the face of your phone or hit the three dots at the top right corner. Hey, Naturally Narlins. Hey, Samantha. It's 178 people in the building. Now it's 144. Double tap the face of your phone. If you're on your phone device and if you're on your computer, there are three dots stacked on top of each other. In the far right, if you can hit those three dots, it'll take you to the like button. I'm waiting until you get the likes up before I restart to get the conversation.
We're going to split this into two states. The people who were living there were not called Palestinians, successfully killed, and one country after another after another. The world got together and took a land which was owned by the British. There had been Jews there all the way back for the last 2,000 years, along with Arabs, and said, we're going to split this into two states. The people who were living there were not called Palestinians because they were Arab. Palestinian isn't Arab or Jewish. All Jews living there were Palestinians when it was under the British mandate. Before that, it was under the Turkish Empire. There had never been a Palestinian country or flag. And they said, listen, you guys can, you'll have this part, you'll have that part. The Palestinians who they are today, the Arabs from around the region said, absolutely not. We're going to kill every single one of them, from the river to the sea. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Doesn't mean that a Jewish person could own a home there or buy a car or pay taxes. In all Arab countries, Jews cannot live. Jews are not allowed to live in Jordan. They're not allowed to live in Gaza. The whole Gaza was Judenrein. That's a word that Hitler crafted that means pure of Jews. Zero Jews. So in Israel, you have members of the Knesset. That's the parliament.
Hold on.
You have members of their own land that his grandparents were on and were killed and thrown off of. And now he comes home. Is he a colonizer?
No, he's coming back to
back.
where he belongs. That it's their land.
Excellent. So from my perspective, that's what happened to the Jewish people. They were thrown off every
The real
single time
Jews.
we pray. We face Jerusalem. And we mention it 3 times a day in our prayers. We think about it, we talk about it, and this is who we are. And when the Jewish people were successfully killed, and one country after another, the world got together and took a land which was owned by the British. There had been Jews there all the way back for the last 2,000 years, along with Arabs, and said, we're going to split this into two states. The people who were living there were not called Palestinians because they were Arab. Palestinian isn't Arab or Jewish. All Jews living there were Palestinians when it was under the British mandate. Before that, it was under the Turkish Empire. There had never been a Palestinian country or flag. And they said, listen, you guys can, you'll have this part, you'll have that part. The Palestinians who they are today, the Arabs from around the region said, absolutely not. We're going to kill every single one of them, from the river to the sea. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Doesn't mean that a Jewish person could own a home there or buy a car or pay taxes. In all Arab countries, Jews cannot live. Jews are not allowed to live in Jordan. They're not allowed to live in Gaza. The whole Gaza was Judenrein. That's a word that Hitler crafted that means pure of Jews. Zero Jews. So in Israel, you have members of the Knesset. That's the parliament. You have members of the Supreme
That's a
Court.
form of segregation. So America is segregated exactly like that. So it's
In America, we can all live.
No, in America,
You can be a
Yes.
Muslim, you can be a Jew. Is that right? You can be black, you can be white, you can live. I'm not saying it's perfect, but the
Exactly.
law doesn't say no Jews allowed.
Yeah, but do you think it's okay for I mean, I'm not trying to put you
Yeah,
on the
no,
hot
you're
seat,
asking intelligent
but
questions.
I think that, do you think that it's okay for Israel to the way that they're going about it? I believe in
Do you think that the resistance, what happened on October 7th, do you think that that's an acceptable thing? I mean, it's the people that feel oppressed.
I think that a conversation can control any situation, and I think that
So I have an idea for a conversation.
the approach will be less
I'll go home to
killing.
my children. I have an idea. I'll tell them, kids, if somebody murders you in the street, right? You're Jewish, that's resistance. Anywhere in the world, in France, in LA, I'll say, children, if somebody rapes your brother and just chops his head off in front of us,
No.
it's resistance. Do you understand that there's a movement in the world that believes that they're going on college campuses here in town, and any Jew, a Jew from America who's never been to Israel, who wants to go to class, but their last name is Rosenblatt, they will be barred, they will be attacked, they will not be allowed to go to class.
So us speaking is it's like a familiarization to me because I'm black. So everything that you are experiencing, I personally haven't experienced, but I have
that you did
sons,
personally, but that's right.
and I have people that have
Our
experience.
histories are remarkably similar.
But
Thank you,
and this is what I
Naturally
say, because
Narlins,
I say the same thing about
for the
people
thumbs up.
that speak on slavery. And listen, I love my ancestors and the Jewish people. You love, whatever. But I think that if we keep revisiting the conversation of hate, that's all it's gonna be.
Well,
You know what I'm
right now,
saying?
there's a group of people living around Israel, on their borders,
It's a group of people
who
here.
are announcing every day.
Listen, lady, but you're asking him about overseas. You're not asking him about what's going on in the U.S. You're not able to separate. You're asking a question, but you're not able to separate. You want to compare it to black people, but that's not your question. Your question is, how does he feel about what's going on overseas? And you are not describing the situation correctly. You're not calling it what it is. You need to ask him about the genocide. He's so he's trying to explain it to you, but you're not listening with your good ear.
And we will kill and rape and murder.
That's what the KKK doing to us.
Listen, if that's happening here, my understanding is that the KKK has been so neutralized that even though they say horrible, unforgivable things about blacks and Jews, that they haven't killed or lynched a person in something like 25 years.
No.
That's my
Do
understanding.
you watch the news?
I do.
It's still lynching going on in the South.
Can you mention one time in the last 25 years that it happened?
One of my friends, I worked with her. Her nephew or cousin was in North Carolina, and they found him hanging from a tree. And this was a couple of months ago.
Wow.
So I think that if we keep separating,
do you think that's okay?
Okay, but who said that it was okay? The 3 Ks who did it. Oh my God. I mean, this is, I guess I need to hear it, but it's a little bit irritating to me. Because I guess I was assuming that her question was really about her son being in the military and what is going on in Israel, in Gaza, but it appears that she wants to compare it to slavery. Yeah, exactly. That's what happened. It was self-inflicted, and it baffles me that every time someone is unalive from a tree, that they automatically assume that someone of a different race did it, and that absolutely is not always the case. It is not the case, and it is not a common right now in the U.S. So I'm not quite sure why she wants to compare it.
Okay.
No.
So then when I would bring it up that across the seas, my family, people who I know, who are peace-loving, kind, simple people, who live on a little kibbutz.
I'm not saying that it's okay.
I mentioned that people are trying to come in here saying, well, that happens here too. I mean, here it's atrocious and horrible. And I don't believe we have a similar problem here. It's something else. Over there you have people who are raised from the cradle to know that the greatest way to go to heaven and get your 70 virgins is to blow yourself up and kill, if you can take a Jew with you, or an infidel, and they do suicide bombings.
Do you see who our president is?
Yes.
Okay, so he is enlightening the same thing. He have his, well, I'm not even going to say his.
Let's say that's, I disagree with that, but let's say it's true.
Because people, let me tell you something.
I don't see how it's at all on point to.
It's not.
It's something.
It is not the same.
People,
but carry on.
They keep, like, it's just like me. Okay, I'm black. So if somebody called me the N-word, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the way that I respond to it, because you keep giving it life. You know what I'm saying?
But if there really are KKK people coming to kill African Americans,
I mean, sir,
they should be. No, I'll accept that. I'll accept your word for it. It's not part of.
Don't say if they, because we all.
They're not doing that today. Like that lady, stop.
Trying to kill you.
Yes.
Every single one of those people should be treated terribly harshly. They should be imprisoned for life. They should be. I mean, that cannot go on in our country. And I feel very much the same way about those who would have such an attitude towards Jews. Just as I would about any other.
What word? Which one? What are you talking about? Something has been retracted.
Palestine, I think
unalived is okay, if that's the word you're talking about.
Even though it's a certain class of people,
they live streamed it.
But it's little kids that's dying too. It's not just the people of hate. It's children, and that's not.
Lady, what is your point?
And it's not regardless to how the.
What does this have to do with your son in the military, overseas?
Leaders and stuff. It has nothing to do.
If there was a Klansman who brought two of his children, hugging them, and took a gun and came into an African American church holding that gun, trying to shoot people, but he was holding two children in front of him, would you say that somebody in that church who has a gun, maybe it's in the South, he's carrying a weapon, has the right to just shoot until those three are all dead?
Of course I'm not saying that.
Would you say that, or would you say that he could?
Of course I'm not saying that.
No, I'm asking, I'm not sure do you agree that it would be okay to defend the lives of the 1,000 people in that church and children at the expense of this man and his two children?
I think that...
And I would say, I say, shoot to kill, that man is the murderer. He's the one using children as a human shield.
Children?
Not on purpose, I would shoot for him, but absolutely, I would kill those three to save the lives of the thousands in the church. And I would say that man is fully responsible. I would cry the rest of my life for those children. But that man killed those children, not the innocent people that are parishioners in that church. And that's an important question to think about. I think intelligent people could discuss that. In my opinion, that's what's happening to those children, those poor children in Gaza. Is like what happened
the person who came into unalive sacrificed those kids.
And the people morally responsible are those who put those kids in the line of fire.
Absolutely.
Gaza's population.
Okay, so I don't.
On the brink of famine.
Right now it's blowing my mind how she's.
So I mean,
I want to just say one more thing. That's right. We have to agree
to disagree.
Not only that, we have to agree to love each other because you seem like a lovely person. You seem like a thoughtful person.
I just wanted to ask the question.
Yeah, because somebody.
My son is in the military.
Yeah, but
I think that a lot of the young men that are in the military, they are not going to these countries for hate. It's not hate. You know what I'm saying?
They should know they're defending good. They're defending good.
Hey, Dorothy.
They're not all the time defending good. You know what I'm saying? They're defending something that they don't know about.
Right.
The perception is that they're going to defend the country, but it's a little bit deeper than them going to defend the country, and they don't know what's going on. So they are there.
I can see that perspective.
Yeah, so
I want to tell you, God bless your son for his service.
Yes.
And God bless you for your sacrifices as a military mom.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to meeting this next gentleman.
Thank you.
Yeah, get up.
Hello, sir.
Hi, my name is Max.
It's nice to meet you. I'm Rabbi Schaff. I'm from Los Angeles, and I'm visiting some family here, and I have this series on YouTube called I'm Orthodox Rabbi Ask Me Anything.
Where are your ancestors from?
My ancestors, that's a good question. I have ancestors from all across, it depends how far back you go. When we do a DNA,
100 years.
100 years, they were born in America and Canada.
Oh, okay.
So everybody was here, but my grandfather on my mother's side was born in Poland.
Where BB Netanyahu from?
I'm from Poland.
How do you like that?
Which region? You don't know.
My goodness. I do know, but it's escaping me for a second.
No, just, I was just curious.
Yeah. Galicia is what we call it. What the
Now,
Jews
see,
call it.
I can hear
Galicia,
BB
right.
Netanyahu's.
That-
I can hear BB Net not gonna sue me, thick tongue. If he's from Poland, I can hear that more than him trying to act like he from Israel. And he done made up this dialect. Cause he got a thick tongue too. So there's also, you know.
Rabbi Ask Me Anything.
Where are your ancestors from?
My ancestors, that's a good question.
Hey Jerry.
I have ancestors from all across, it depends how far back you go. When we do a DNA,
100 years.
100 years.
So
they were
this
born
guy
in
man is
America
from
and Canada.
Poland.
Oh, okay.
So everybody was here, but my grandfather on my mother's side was born in Poland.
My country. I'm from Poland.
How do you like that?
Which region? You don't know.
My goodness. I do know, but it's escaping me for a second.
No, just, I was just curious.
Yeah. Galicia is what we call it, what the Jews call it.
Galicia, right.
Galicia.
That's the southern Poland, southern eastern Poland. I just read a book about
the Galicianers.
Yeah, that was what was the Tom Roth? That was he was from Jewish family living in Brooklyn initially, I think. And what was that? Call it Sleep. Very good book.
Call It Sleep.
Call It Sleep. Very good book. I can recommend it to you. However, it's not about Orthodox Jews. It's about normal. Just the people. Just people. And I think that was when I read this book. It was like I was thinking this book could be written by Paul. That's what.
So when did you come to the United States?
On Monday.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's a business trip.
You live presently in Poland.
Yeah.
And you're visiting here in Chicago for business.
Yeah.
And you ran into Rabbi Schaff here in the
front
of the water tower.
Listen, I do random things when I visit other cities. Just like I just went to the bookstore and I was to buy a book for my wife, and finally I booked something for her and something for me.
So nice.
I think so.
I hope she'll be pleased.
I saw you, so I was like, well, maybe I can ask a question.
Yeah, what do you say? What's on your mind?
No, I'm interested. What's your perception of change?
Of change.
Of change. But shortly, not without many words.
I think there's two kinds of change. Sometimes something changes from what it really is into a temporary state that's not natural to that person, place, or thing. And sometimes a person blossoms into who and what they really are, and it's not actually change. So for example, when people say change the world, I love the world. I'd like to improve the world, so you can change it by improving it, or you can change it by ruining it. Just changing is not ideal.
And they changing it to try to ruin it.
When I have a child, I'd like them to change, but really I know inside they're good, they have a good heart, they're a human being, and I want them to develop, to grow up to be kind and responsible, caring instead. So change, I think, can be, from that question, that's what I would say. I would say you can either change into something that you really were, and then it's not really a change.
I think that you believe that the world is static, right? You rather say this way, that the world is static.
Okay, I mean, you can either add or take away mass, right? I guess, right?
I mean,
it's stagnant.
The world is a change.
The world is constantly changing.
world is change or constantly changing, or so that the natural state of the world is not static. It's a change.
Correct.
Correct. That's what you said. But you religious people, I mean, not
Okay,
only
I thought he was
Jews,
going
but
to go, and I
other
was
religious people, you believe that the world is static.
I don't really know
stagnant.
what you mean by that.
I mean,
We
it's like
believe that the world was once created, so it had a beginning. And
we don't
Aristotle
know this.
did not.
You don't know this.
Okay. That's why I said we believe. Aristotle taught that the world was eternal, just like the rays of the sun. If there's a sun, there are rays. If there's God, there's a world. That's what Aristotle taught. And every serious philosopher thought that the Jews and the Christians and those who believed there was a beginning were completely off the wall. When the Hubble Space Telescope discovered that the world is clearly expanding in the way that mathematically there must have been some sort of Big Bang where this universe that we have began.
Yeah, but there was the other theory that that there's Big Bang.
Yeah, get the lights up, and then I'll move on.
And there's another. So basically, it can be like
the world. There's a writer named Paul Davies who says that if you can imagine a band of scientists climbing a mountain, and they get to the top after many years, and they find a whole bunch of religious theologians sitting there saying, "Hey, we've been here for thousands of years."
No.
The idea that the world we're in at one point.
Well, let's come back to the initial question. The
idea that our world didn't exist and now exists. That doesn't mean it's a static world, but that's what every religious monotheist believes.
Yeah, but we say that the world is expanding, right? So basically everything is changing all the time.
Yes.
Yeah, so when there's, religious people usually think that the world, always think.
Why should that be?
Because, for example, they keep...
in terms of what we experience,
they keep the old traditions. They keep the old traditions.
The old tradition of Judaism is that the world was created and continues to develop.
Yeah, but I think, that's kind of desperately keeping the old traditions. However, they should be all time ago given up. It's like, it's about, not about only Judaism, it's about every religion, I think. So basically, some traditions were developed like 3,000 years ago when Judaism was created, 1,000 years before the Christ, right? So that was something like this, 3,000 years ago. So basically that time people lived in a completely different environment, had different traditions, everything was different. And now we move to this modern world. So basically, maybe some elements should be dropped.
First of all, you're right. You're absolutely correct.
But I am wrong.
You're right, because if you look at Jews living today, and you look at Jews living 3,000 years ago, you'll find that it's a very dynamic religion. It doesn't look the same.
I know, but at the same time you keep some elements.
I'll tell you what, here's what we're trying to keep. The more things change, the more the real deep, for example, what is human happiness? What is a marriage, right? How do we treat our children?
I wanted him to go off into the real Jews and the fake ones, and it's taking him too long because Sister Girl was, she lost me. I ain't gonna even lie. She lost me when she started out about her son overseas, as if Israel, anyway. And it's taking them too long. Let me get to Candace today. Let me get there. Yeah. Yeah. I hear old girl, but yeah. Her points. Yeah. Let's go, Candace. Y'all get the likes up.
You guys, happy
it's
Friday.
156 people in here.
It's pretty obvious that
and the likes are nowhere near.
Is terrified. We can all see that.
Double tap. Come on. Let's double tap. Double tap the face of your phone. I know. I'm talking about the ones in the bushes who think they can just sit back and listen and don't need to hit the like button. Yeah, that doesn't work over here. Come on. If you're going to sit here and ear hustle, hit the like button. Either double tap the face of your phone if that's how you're listening in, or hit the three dots at the top. Oh, I'd be glad when they have it so we can see who has hit the like button or not, so I can remove the ones who just want to ear hustle. Double tap the face of your phone or hit the three dots at the top right on your computer. Or you can leave. You can exit to the left. Go somewhere else and ear hustle. It's very disappointing that y'all make me have to talk to y'all ignorant like your president. You know, for y'all to come in and hit the like button. You know what I mean? You know, like y'all just gonna ear hustle and not support the platform at all. A bunch of heathens. People who don't have no home training. Your mama failed you. Yeah, she didn't train you right. That's what's wrong with you people. A lack of home training. If you're going to sit over here and ear hustle, double tap the face of your phone device, the screen on your phone, or get out. Because, baby, trust me, I can go on in another room somewhere and leave y'all right here. Oh, he not your president? Well, the people who's sitting over here ear hustling don't want to hit the like button. He they president. They act just like him. They got the same type of wage. Want something for nothing. I don't even know why you here. If you don't want to support the platform, why you here? If you don't like me, why you here? Why you want my tea? Why you want my knowledge? Why you want my research? You don't like me, get your ass up out of here. Your mama didn't tell you to don't go to people's stuff who you don't like? If you don't respect the platform enough to hit the like button, get your monkey ass up out of here. Hi, Pamela. Y'all let me know when y'all ready for me to restart. Yeah, when you take your like back, make sure you leave. When you take your like back, get your ass up on out of here. Take that motherfucker back. Yeah, take it back and leave. I'm cool with that. Absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way. But if you're going to stay over here, you're going to double tap the face on your phone device that you ear hustling on. or you're going to hit the three dots at the top right corner. It's going to take you to the thumbs up, and then we can move forward. If not, I'm going to sit right on over here on my other devices. Yeah, and look at other stuff by myself. Y'all kill me every day. And the minute I don't post for a couple of days, and y'all act like y'all miss me, but then don't want to hit the like button. I was taught when I go into somebody else's house to act right, but they ain't got no home training. Yeah, I'm serious. And again, if you take your like back, leave. Make sure you walk your ass on over to somebody else's platform. Get your ass on up out of here. It's the weekend, baby. I'm not finna play with y'all like that. You not finna not support. You don't want to hit a Cash App, Super Chat, Super Sticker, and you don't want to hit the like button. You better get your monkey ass on up out of here. Go sit down with your mama and ask her why you ain't got no fucking home training. She failed you. Your daddy probably wasn't around. Or maybe he was like them Trumps. Yeah, maybe he was all up in your ass and shit, you know. I don't know, but you need to go talk to your mangy ass mama. She didn't teach you right. You don't have no home training. Yeah. Yeah.
Now that Charlie Kirk is dead, he seems to be... All right, you guys, happy Friday. Well, I just want to start by saying it's pretty obvious that Ben Shapiro is terrified. We can all see that now that Charlie Kirk is dead. He seems to be taking multiple stages and demanding an allegiance to Erika Kirk. In fact, it almost seems like he's demanding that nobody inquire further about Erika Kirk. It's odd, because Ben had no allegiance to Charlie Kirk when he was alive. So what is it about Charlie's widow in particular that is inspiring his very public nervous breakdown? Personally, I think he knows something about her. That is what I am sensing, that he knows something about Erika Kirk. And every time he speaks, I grow more certain that Israel...
200 and some people, 197 people in here.
Let's keep investigating.
And they don't want to hit the like button. I can't stand trying. Ooh, I done cussed y'all all out. Y'all better be glad y'all missed that cussing out. I cussed you out. Talked about you and your mom.
You know, Ben Shapiro just keeps calling my name out on stage. He's calling for me, and I'd like to show up for him today. Okay, last night he hit the stage at Turning Point USA's MEMPHIS the other night. And
right,
I'd
hot
like
chocolate
first and
latte.
foremost, just to let you all know, some people noticed that he wasn't on the MEMPHIS list for years, and all of a sudden he's back on the speaker list beginning in 2024. I want to let you know how that actually happened. So the story goes, obviously, that in 2024, Ben fired me in March. Well, he would say management fired me. But firing me wasn't enough. He wanted to make sure my reputation and livelihood was also destroyed. Of course, what happened thereafter is Charlie Kirk instantly came out and supported me, because we were like brother and sister, always supporting each other publicly. And then I showed you guys a few episodes ago that we found out as I was going to speak in Dallas at their YWLS convention that Ben had sent an intern was going to ask me a question while I was in stage.
Ooh, Dallas is always up in there, ain't it? Every time I turn around, if it ain't Dallas, it's Texas. Ooh wee, man. Ooh wee.
Ben did not like that I called him out on stage, so he began working behind the scenes to have Jewish always supporting each other publicly. And then I showed you guys a few episodes ago that we found out as I was going to speak in Dallas at their YWLS convention that Ben had sent an intern who was going to ask me a question while I was on stage, but we sort of rumbled this plan, and I called Ben out on stage. Ben did not like that I called him out on stage, so he began working behind the scenes to have Jewish donors start threatening Charlie to make sure that I wasn't invited to speak at year-end because I was an anti-Semite. This is what Charlie told me. And instead, he wanted to be invited. He was just going to purchase a friendship, right? So he comes at Turning Point USA, and this is what was divulged to me from Andrew Colvett at the time, willing to spend an offensive amount of money to be a part of AmFest. Like I said, that was told to me by Andrew Colvett directly because he wanted to say, look, like, obviously, you know, we are totally, Charlie's 100% on your side. This is like an offensive ad spend. I was like, take it, take his money. I could care less, obviously. And I knew that he was working with Barry Weiss to call and put an article out saying that the donors, the people on the board of TPUSA want Candace gone. All of this petty behind the scenes behavior because I called him out on stage. Okay. So quite literally, this is the definition of buying friends and influence and fame. Now, in case you're listening and thinking, is Ben Shapiro actually capable of that level of pettiness? I'm going to tell you a story about Thomas Sowell. Yes, Dr. Thomas Sowell of Stanford. The story begins in 2023, shortly after October 7th. You know, Ben was sort of having another one of his open nervous breakdowns, and his audience just went kaput. People just stopped watching his podcast because he was screaming at Americans that we needed to prioritize Israel, and people just didn't feel that way. Okay, it's not our country. I'm sorry that happened to you, but why do Americans need to be screamed at about what's happening in the Middle East? Anyways, throughout this time, Brian Mast was wearing an IDF uniform in Congress, and he basically said that there's no such thing as an innocent Palestinian life. And when I saw this, as shared by Yashar Ali on X, I responded and I said that genocidal language, no matter who shares it, is always wrong. Genocide is always wrong is what I tweeted, and this caused an emotional breakdown amongst people who support Israel. I didn't think that was a controversial statement.
Can you hit the like button for me, please?
Genocide is always wrong. Anyways, for Ben, he then had
who sounds like someone else,
probably at another Jewish donor's house, and somebody. Genocide is always wrong is what I tweeted, and this caused an emotional breakdown amongst people who support Israel. I didn't think that was a controversial statement. I thought that was sort of what we all believed in. Genocide is always wrong. Anyways, for Ben, he then had some private event, probably at another Jewish donor's house, and somebody caught him standing on a table insulting me over my genocide is always wrong tweet. Take a listen to what Ben had to say.
And then the question is about Candace Owens. I think her behavior during this is disgraceful. Without a doubt, I think that her faux sophistication on these particular issues has been ridiculous. It's not faux sophistication, it's ridiculous. Everybody can see the moves that she's making and the things that she's saying, and I find them disreputable.
Disreputable, disgraceful. She works at my company. You can imagine that the internet went crazy because they wanted me to respond to him. I can't believe this. They work together, they're colleagues. Somehow this gets leaked. And I want to mention, because it's very relevant, that was on the morning of November 14th. I was 6 days away from giving birth. I was very heavily pregnant.
And we have pictures of her pregnant. And I tried real. Thank you, Southern Queen. I tried very hard to find pictures of Erika Kirk pregnant, the kids, all of that. Couldn't find it. I mean, and there were articles about her. So there go Candace pregnant. Candace was very much pregnant. And there is evidence thereof, and there is pictures of her kids. Just can't find none of Erika Kirk. And that is just fascinating to me. Because why? I mean, not one. No, not one. And find pictures of her drinking, walking with a boyfriend, you know, her whole pictures, swimsuits. She got 2 kids. Say she was pregnant with a third. Where that baby go? Huh? Where that baby at? When she had that one? What's really going on? Okay, but carry on. Carry on.
And shockingly, nobody from the Daily Wire steps in to manage the situation. And as you can imagine, virtually every journalist, every person with a media platform was contacting me to comment, to respond to me being insulted by someone. I'm about to give birth, I'm being insulted, and they're not getting anything from the Daily Wire. So I am obviously frustrated. Should also tell you, I had no PR at this time. My PR was the internal PR at the Daily Wire. And it was very clear that their focus was on protecting Ben, even though he was the one who insulted me publicly. Because I said that genocide is always wrong. That is the genesis of that statement. That's all I said. Obviously, I wanted to respond angrily to the press. I wanted to hit back at Ben. And I guess you could sort of say my perspective was an eye for an eye. But my husband, who was a better person than me, instructed me that morning to instead take a deep breath, relax, okay? Don't think about what you're feeling in the moment. Think about how you're going to feel in the future.
This was back in the day.
He instructed me to instead read the Bible.
She had a baby in 2024.
The Sermon on the Mount. I read through it, and he reminds me that everybody who wants to comment, they don't care about me either, right? They're selling headlines.
Are you talking about Erika, sassy lady? Are you talking about... No, Candace is not pregnant. Allegedly, Erika's pregnant. I mean, what are you saying? Candace has 4 kids. Yeah, you said Candace. Yeah, Erika's supposed to be 8 months pregnant. We saw her yesterday by her husband, sassy lady. That's what they saying. If she was 8 months pregnant and her husband died 3 months ago, I would assume. Oh well, I don't know. I don't know. She didn't look pregnant to me yesterday.
The clicks, they want the drama, and I'm going to feed into that for what reason? For what reason, actually, am I going to give a comment and say something about Ben Shapiro? Blessed are the peacemakers, right? Don't buy into. I saw something today that said 8 months. Culture. And so I tweeted that. Actually, my husband was right. I called for peace. I tweeted, blessed are the peacemakers. And I made the mistake, I guess it was a mistake, that after I tweeted, blessed are the peacemakers, and I'm thinking that I'm going to be commended when I get back to work. Like, wow, you really took the high road. I ended this biblical passage with Christ is king. Christ is the king. Like, he's the only thing that matters. Obviously, Christ is king. Now, it was just Tucker Carlson's luck that I had been slated to come on his news show the very next day. He had booked me 6 weeks earlier. I got approval from Daily Wire. He booked me for November 15th. So suddenly Ben gets on this table. He insults me. It's trending all over Twitter. And Tucker Carlson is going to be the first person to capture my reaction to it. And when it came time, I kept up with the peacemaker. I made the decision to just take the high road. I said, I don't want that to negatively impact how people perceive the Daily Wire. They're great people.
What I saw today said all of that was YouTube rumors. She never said that she was pregnant. That's what I saw today. So I never played in on it because there was no proof of that. But when I was researching today to try to see if I can find pictures of her, her kids or her pregnancy, and could not find any. Now, I saw a few pictures of her holding a baby and Charlie holding a baby. But again, she had an orphanage, and they play with people's kids. They have a whole child trafficking ring going on. So I wanted to see a picture of her pregnant. And as I researched, and it was on X, it said that there was none. They had assumed that it was scrubbed when a lot of her information was scrubbed. And it made mention of there were never any indication of the rumor that she was pregnant. So that would probably why I never played into it anyway. I never played into it when I heard it. Never did.
I mean, I wouldn't be proud on that, but I'm not taking the bait here. I didn't say anything snipey back at Ben because I didn't want to feed the mob. That was my honest perspective. My husband was just right. And also, we're talking about a work colleague, right? Somehow, me taking the high road made him angrier. So, here's what he did. Elsewhere in my interview with Tucker, he asks me who I look up to, who I like. And
yeah, it's 227 people. Y'all are still coming in, but y'all not double tapping the face of y'all screen to get the likes up. Just double tap. It's free. It do not cost a thing. You will not be billed. You're not sending me a super chat or a super sticker. Just double tap the face of your phone device. I don't think she was. I only heard it. Yeah, I didn't. There was no indication to me that she was pregnant. And everything the internet say, I don't bite it. I mean, I know y'all know that. I don't bite it. It has to be relevant to me. But I know that they were kind of implying that it was by J.D. Vance. I mean, and until there's more evidence, I'm still not going to touch it. But I need for y'all to get the likes up for me real quick. Yeah, I see baby pictures. It just, I want to see her pregnant. Because this can very well be kids from an orphanage.
And just right. And also, we're talking about a work colleague, right? Somehow, me taking the high road made him angrier. So, here's what he did. Elsewhere in my interview with Tucker, he asks me who I look up to, who I like. And I told Tucker the truth that it was my dream to meet Thomas Sowell. That when I first got into politics, I read a ton of Thomas Sowell books, and I had tried many times to meet him, and obviously he's aging, but I really looked up to Dr. Thomas Sowell. And here's that clip with me and Tucker.
What do you listen to when you're trying to figure out, I mean, some of the stuff comes at you so fast, and you're talking almost every day or writing almost every day. Who do you read or listen to try to make sense or bounce ideas off of?
You know, I have been obsessed with Thomas Sowell, and everybody knows that. I am pretty much a Thomas Sowell groupie. Everything he writes, I read, and it is because he was a part of my awakening story into politics and made me focus on the economics, which is to say block out the noise and pay attention to the economics, go backwards in history to understand where we are.
when has this worked? Oh, it's never worked. They're just telling you that it's going to work into the future, and there's no evidence to support that. So, Ben saw that. He decided, Thomas Sowell, hey, that's your dream? You love Thomas Sowell? He thought that was an opportunity to get even with me for taking the high road after he insulted me on stage because he's deeply jealous of Tucker Carlson for reasons that I cannot quite understand.
Yeah,
Ben
he
had
petty.
his team reach out and schedule an interview with Thomas Sowell, which they paid for an offensive amount of money, I presume, to effectively purchase a black man who has no idea what's going on. He's very old, he's in his 90s, to hurt my feelings, okay? Interview with Tucker is on the 15th. I think it premieres on the 16th. And Ben gets Thomas Sowell, who he doesn't care about. I'm working at the Daily Wire at this moment, and I'm about to give birth in 3 days. But this was supposed to be like an F.U. Candace for taking the high road and saying that genocide is always wrong. That is what I mean when I say he is an incredibly petty man, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, we know how this ends. I then am fired not for what I said, but for what they assumed that I meant, and for trolls that I didn't respond to. And I want to be clear, you can fire whoever you want. You really can if you're a business owner. It's just that this was atypical in the fashion that it was done, right? It wasn't done in the way where you just say, okay, get out of here, it's not working. Instead, what they decided to do was humiliate me in front of all of the other employees by, rather than having a conversation, sort of dramatically having me exit after doing my show, not knowing that I was going to be fired. And then they had put together a stage in my studio and put up clips of, put together basically a whole package, like almost like a high school play, and conducted what I honestly, when I look back, because it recently leaked what happened at this quote-unquote town hall, this is a slave hanging. This is a slave hanging, right? Gather around, everybody else is a slave.
Allegedly,
this one messed up.
this is for entertainment purposes only.
And watch us whip this person. This is literally how I feel when I watch this, okay? And you'll know what not to do next. And here is a video of the then CEO, Jeremy Boring, which somehow Steven Crowder got a hold of this week, or last week, or whatever. This is just a portion of it. You should watch the entire thing, because it really is something. And ask yourself in your memory, do you ever recall anybody ever being fired where 300 employees, Ben joined electronically, he was up on the screen too, and just enjoyed watching me be humiliated, where 300 employees are invited down and
this little black lady really got up under their skin, didn't she?
This person did wrong. Okay, well, let's watch a little bit of this video.
Candace made no statement at all in the days after Hamas terrorists raped, murdered, and tortured over 1,000 Israeli civilians, mostly Jews, some Americans. And they took hundreds more hostage. But then on October 28th of 2023, while anti-Israel protests were raging in London, where Candace, I believe, was at the time, she reposted a video of the protests on X, commenting, quote, "Interesting thing happening here. People are not accepting the media narrative about what's happening in the Middle East, despite the insistent rhetoric from government officials." On November 3rd, she posted, quote, "No government anywhere has a right to commit a genocide, ever. There is no justification for a genocide. I can't believe this even needs to be said or is even considered the least bit controversial to state." There was only one country on earth being accused of genocide at the time. Anti-Semites on X took to it immediately. They cheered at what they rightly or wrongly interpreted as Candace smearing Israel. And Candace didn't rebuff their interpretation. So when Dave Rubin came to the exact same conclusion as the anti-Semites, only instead of cheering for Candace, found it vile and rebuked her, Candace quickly attacked, saying, quote, "What's amazing about this is that I didn't name any country in this tweet. I simply stated that genocide is wrong always. This is not a controversial stance. Interesting how you interpreted it." And then followed up with, quote, "In short, if the blanket statement that genocide is wrong upsets you in any way, then you need to check yourself. I said exactly what I meant, and I won't be backing down or apologizing or further clarifying this statement." Within 24 hours, Candace liked a post calling Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu a war criminal. Now let's be clear.
So that's why she was fired.
You're free to disagree with Israel's conduct, and you're free to oppose.
Well, it's clear that's why she was fired.
That Israel is committing genocide, or that Netanyahu
Netanyahu. There we
a
go.
war criminal. Now let's be clear.
He's a
You're
war
free to
criminal.
disagree with Israel's conduct, and you're free to oppose the Netanyahu government. But the idea that Israel is committing genocide or that Netanyahu is a war criminal is just factually baseless.
He is a war criminal.
Candace routinely makes insinuations about Jews that both lovers of anti-Semitism and haters of anti-Semitism both agree is anti-Semitic. And in almost every one of these instances, Candace...
See, this is why I say what I say about that word. It has nothing to do with disliking a race of people or a religion for whatever they are. It's a religion. It's a culture. Well, no, we have a problem with his actions. It don't have nothing to do with what was done to Jewish people. None of that. It has everything to do with a person's actions, and she called a person a war criminal, and then they try to make it, since that manipulation. That's mind manipulating. That's that MK Ultra stuff. As if you can't speak ill of someone who's doing foul shit. Shit. No. So you're gonna make them a holy person when they doing devilish stuff? Oh well, no, that you're being anti-Semitic. No, I'm being truthful. I'm being truthful. No, that's being truthful. Yeah, so she got fired because she was denouncing pro-Israel and the genocide, and she called Bibi Netanyahu a war criminal. Same reasons they unalived Charlie. See, Charlie, they had a duty for Charlie. You know, they were giving him big time money. Yeah, so they had plans for Charlie. And then when they told Charlie to back down and denounce Candace and Tucker, he turned around and denounced pro-Israel and Bibi Netanyahu. He had to go. And his wife was okay with it.
And you need to check yourself. I said exactly what I meant, and I won't be backing down or apologizing or further clarifying.
Hot swag, boss. Thank you.
Within 24 hours, Candace liked a post calling Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu
Running Bear.
a war criminal. Now let's be clear. You're free to disagree.
I think she's in cahoots with, hey, Real Street
but the idea
Flames.
that Israel is committing genocide or that Netanyahu is a war criminal is just facts.
Hey, y'all. Shout out to Street Flames Crew TV. He is another one from the, he's from the Young Dolph sector. I saw you made some changes to your setup and your platform. Way to go. I've been checking you out. Shout out to Street Flames. Yeah, Netanyahu not gonna sue you. Y'all know for a long time I wouldn't say that man's name. The Running Bear, yeah. Yeah, you see well, I think it's more than, I think it's CIA. I think after what we went through yesterday, I think it is the CIA, the military, you know, they have a whole organized crime going on. And, but he was supposed to be who was going to replace Trump. That's what I think was going on. And so Erika was in position as a spy. She was groomed. She was absolutely groomed to be in that position for Charlie. Yeah, let me show y'all something before I forget. Y'all remember recently when I went back to the guy who was undercover and he took us into the military sting operation of what they was doing with those kids. Y'all remember that? And how he went in and rescued those kids, and he was in, I think, Colombia. Y'all remember that? They are all related. You will put the pieces together. I have no doubt. I think they related as far as they all are part of the elite trafficking and grooming, and their parents are related as far as they're tied to the military or the CIA or intelligence. I don't necessarily think that they are blood related, but I think that they are related as far as either they were kidnapped or snatched, or family, sacrificed their kids. But do y'all remember when I took y'all to that guy and I went back and found it and we listened to him? Do y'all remember that? Do anybody remember the guy? And he was almost like in tears when the little boy from Haiti was crying and he helped to rescue those kids. Do y'all remember that? I need for somebody to remember, because I'm finna go somewhere. And they was building those resorts on the outside, hotel resorts on the outside, but on the inside they were brothels for little bitty kids. Y'all remember that? Come on. And hell, I think he was CIA. Oh no, her face is, oh shit. She's a reptilian. That's not it. Look at that reptilian, y'all. Look at her. Who? Okay. Y'all see? It's missing teeth. Can y'all see it? Who is that supposed to be? Ha! So reptilians, sometimes they don't have no teeth. Y'all, who is this person? I can't recognize him. Hold on. Is that it said that it's happening. That the mask is slipping. Baby, I had no idea they had all this type of stuff going on, baby. Is that, what's her name? Anyway, that ain't what I'm looking for. Sophia, what? Oh, man. Okay. Hold on. Please tell me I sent this over here to myself. She has a strong accent. You look at, okay, oh. She played, oh, man. I can't think of her name. Hold on. Battery low. Hold on. Is this one over here? No, that's Dolph. Long live Dolph. Let me see if I sent it to myself. Yeah, because it was a modern, man. I saw this and I know it was over here. I don't know why I can't find it. Oh, my goodness. Please tell me I sent it over here. It was modern day. And it was, y'all got to hear it for yourself. I'm trying to see if I sent it to myself over here. And I don't think so. It was earlier today. God, dog. Oh, here it is. Hold on. I need y'all to listen to this with your good ear.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
comes with the island?
There's a small villa here. You could practically build what you want. So they're building things. Yeah,
Do the islands come with the children, or are the children
this island does have a small school. There are children.
Okay, so I didn't know if that's what countries are near to abduct them from.
To abduct them from.
Thailand, Laos, Vietnam, Philippines. The Philippines.
Of course.
The Filipinos, you know, if they're not being a nurse.
Y'all hear that?
So yeah. So
what age ranges?
Below said, I don't really.
Been in Thailand before. Beautiful. What comes with the island?
There's a small villa here. You could practically build what you want. So they're building things. Yeah,
Do the islands come with the children, or are the children?
This island does.
Been in Thailand before. Beautiful. What comes with the island?
There's a small villa here. You could practically build what you want. So they're building things. Yeah,
Do the
Is that a black guy?
come with the children, or are the children?
This island does have a small school. There are children.
Okay, so I didn't know if that's.
What
countries are near to abduct them from?
Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam,
Philippines.
The Philippines.
Of course.
The Filipinos, you know, if they're not being a nurse, they're being your
Y'all hit the like button, double tap the face on your phone. This is what that guy was talking about.
Beautiful.
What comes with the island?
There's a small villa here. You could practically build what you want. So they're building things. Yeah,
Do the islands come with the children, or are the children?
This island does have a small school. There are children.
Okay, so I didn't know
Do the island come with children?
to abduct them from?
Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, Vietnam,
Philippines.
The Philippines.
Of course.
The Filipinos, you know, if they're not being a nurse, they're being your.
So true.
Yeah.
What age ranges?
Below said, I don't really.
Been in Thailand before. Beautiful. What comes with the island?
There's a small villa here. You could practically
So
build.
it says they let
Do the islands
loose
come with
thinking the camera was shut down. You won't believe what they said. They pedos, yeah.
What countries are near to abduct them from?
Cambodia,
Who's the black guy?
Thailand, Laos, Vietnam,
Philippines.
The Philippines.
Of course.
The Philippines.
That's what's going on, y'all, behind the scenes. This is what's going on. This is what's going on right there. They selling land, property, they building hotels on them. They are abducting kids. Them tunnels underneath like the White House, all that type of stuff, so they can grab kids. Hey, QD. Yep. That is exactly the movie, well, the video that we saw about that the undercover guy
possible. Talk about blacking out.
warned us about
Of my phone.
of what was going on.
This is one of the documents.
Do y'all remember? That's exactly what, I mean, but he said it was hotels that they were building. On the outside, it looks like, you know, lavish hotels. Yeah, and on the inside that they are child brothels. Let's get back over here. I didn't want to forget. Yeah, I didn't want to forget. As soon as I saw it, I said, oh my God, that's the same thing oh boy was talking about. Were we here? Yeah, we were here. So, yeah.
Country in this tweet. I simply stated that
Making America great again. Trump said that they've been, taking advantage of females and kids and all that for millions of years. Yeah. We have organized human trafficking elite. Remember, we heard from the girl. She was 6 years old when she was groomed on how to spy and find the older cat's weaknesses for the elite, for blackmail. Same thing. That's what I think Erika Kirk was. Do y'all remember the girl from Russia?
Commit a genocide ever. There is
My
no
friend quit
justification for
her
a genocide. I can't
school
believe this
job
even
as
needs
a
to be
guardian
said,
counselor
or it's even
said
considered
she
the
couldn't
least bit
take
controversial to state.
so many kids
There was
missing.
only one
Yeah.
country on earth being accused of genocide at the time. Anti-Semites on X took to it immediately. They cheered at what they rightly or wrongly interpreted.
How y'all agree with
But then on
these
October
people?
28th of 2023, while anti-Israel
Thank you,
protests
Queen.
were raging in London, where Candace, I believe, was at the time, she reposted a video of the protests on X, commenting, quote, "Interesting thing happening here. People are not accepting the media narrative about what's happening in the Middle East, despite the insistent rhetoric from government officials." On November 3rd, she posted, quote, "No government anywhere has a right to commit a genocide, ever. There is no justification for a genocide. I can't believe this even needs to be said.
Absolutely.
Or it's even considered the least bit controversial to state." There was only one country on earth being accused of genocide at the time. Anti-Semites on X took to it immediately. They cheered at what they rightly or wrongly interpreted as Candace.
So he agreed with that type of
and
stuff.
Candace didn't rebuff their interpretation. So when Dave Rubin came to the exact same conclusion as the anti-Semites, only instead of cheering for Candace, found it vile and rebuked her, Candace quickly attacked, saying, quote, "What's amazing about this is that I didn't name any country in this tweet. I simply stated that genocide is wrong always. This is not a controversial stance. Interesting how you interpreted it." And then followed up with, quote, "In short, if the blanket statement that genocide is wrong upsets you in any way, then you need to check yourself. I said exactly what I meant, and I won't be backing down or apologizing or further clarifying this statement." Within 24 hours, Candace liked a post calling Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu a war criminal. Now let's be clear. You're free to disagree with Israel's conduct, and you're free to oppose the Netanyahu government. But the idea that Israel is committing genocide or that Netanyahu is a war criminal is just factually baseless. Unfortunately, Candace routinely makes insinuations about Jews that both lovers of anti-Semitism and haters of anti-Semitism both agree is anti-Semitic. And in almost every one of these instances, Candace says nothing to the anti-Semites who cheer her and only pushes back against those who disapprove of her comments.
You tried to unhide what, Mrs. Tom?
This year, Candace, just asking questions, posted, quote, "Time to look into the history and profiteering of pornography."
What are you trying to hide?
Were immediately flooded with anti-Semites cheering her for the question and providing the answer that they interpreted her to mean, the Jews. Once again, Candace did nothing to disabuse the anti-Semites of their assumption.
So she was supposed to defend it. That's why she got fired.
"This is utterly insane. I tweeted that porn is harming men in our society, and this person has interpreted that as an attack on Jews. This is an example of clinical insanity. There is no other explanation."
I stand by all of those tweets. Pornography is harming men. We should look into who profits off of pornography. Genocide is always wrong, no matter which country calls for it, whatever. What was controversial about anything that I say? Now, I'm again wanting you to, these are my crimes. Just imagine 300 people being brought and said, like, she said this, and this is what we know. And then he goes into a diatribe about the real meaning of Christ as King, and he shows videos of Nick Fuentes, which had nothing to do with me. I had never even spoken. I think only one time I'd spoken ever to Nick Fuentes, and it was pertaining to Kanye. Yeah, that was it. But I'm showing you this because it's important for you to understand that this has never stopped. I want you to imagine if you view yourself to be a slave owner, and that slave not only survives like this public whipping, but becomes successful. That's pretty much my relationship with Ben Shapiro since he's fired me, because they have not stopped. They have not stopped. I am talking about people working behind the scenes to call advertisers, attempting to bankrupt me in courts, sending undercover.
What was the word that he used that needed to be deleted? If it was held for review, if it was bad, I typically don't. I typically don't. I just leave it there. Well, what was the word? Oh. Yeah, if it's a bad word, make your O's zeros. Make your letter O a 0. And your I's a exclamation mark. You have to trick the bots. You have to misspell bad words, or it'll be held. Hold on, y'all. Get the likes up. Double tap the face of y'all screen. This is asking me to hold this device, and I'm not holding nothing. If y'all can't get the likes up, I'm going to tell you that now. And I'm not going to keep going through what I went through last night. If it cuts itself off after the second time, I'm out of here. My likes ain't nowhere near 221. It's 221 people in here. Y'all ear hustling. Double tap the face of the phone that you're ear hustling on. Get the likes up. Double tap the face of your phone device. It's free of charge. It's not going to bill you. It's not going to charge you. It's not going to send me a super chat or a super sticker. Just double tap the face of your phone, or hit just like that 2 times. Or hit the 3 dots at the top right. Or leave. Go somewhere else. Telling you, baby, what we talk about over here, they don't talk about it over there. Like y'all don't know nothing about what these old nasty ass white men doing with these kids on these islands that they buying like it's timeshare. $150,000 a year memberships. While they over there kidnapping and snatching kids to use them for their services. Yeah, you're not getting it. You're not getting it. You're not getting deep off into the elite organized crime that Trump is afraid that's finna come out. Nah, y'all not getting that over there. But if you want it from over here, you gonna double tap the face of your phone. Or you gonna hit those 3 buttons up there. Yes, as Miss Tom is saying, so that it can make it to the algorithm. So that people can know the truth. Because y'all not getting it. Yes, indeed. You want my knowledge and my research, but you don't want to double tap the face of your phone. You better go on with that stupid shit. Yes, indeed. I go deep. My tea. I'm talking about my tea, y'all. Double tap the face on your phone that you're ear hustling on, or hit the 3 dots at the top of your computer on the far right hand side. Get the lights up. Thank you, Mrs. Tom. I want them to hit the like button to make it into the algorithm. I appreciate my paintbrushes, but it needs to make it to the algorithm. I have 2 from the other day that did not make it. Double tap or get out. Okay, next time I have to stop, I'm gonna shut it down.
Me. He has issued thus far 3 court proceedings, okay, for every solitary petty infraction against things that I say. He's worked with Barry Weiss behind the scenes to have articles written about me. It is non-stop. I refer to this, just to be clear, as legal abuse. It's legal abuse, and I have put up with a lot of it. I have put up with the pettiness of even suing me because I interviewed a USS Liberty survivor who mentioned your name as you pretend that you care about free speech and debate. I've put up with a lot of it, but today I draw the line. I draw the line with this miserable imp when it comes to Charlie Kirk, okay? Don't try me on this, but you keep trying me on this. You are an imposter, Ben. You're an imposter. You pay to pretend that you're friends, that you have a right to be on that stage because you get donors to pressure people, because you know Jewish people who can threaten to take money, or you say, I'm gonna do an advertising spend. Here's $1 million. I'm sorry, you're dead. The entire world knows that you are an imposter. I mean, you're so much of a fraud.
A petty
and
imposter.
Essentially what you do is you have people send around clips to grown men to cheer you on, to pretend like the audiences love you. You staff
like
audiences with people that work for YAF who are told to explode into cheers when you hit the stage because you don't have the confidence anymore to go out into the world because you know people see you for what you are.
A loser.
So exactly what he did yesterday. We can now listen to what this imposter said as he hit the stage. Charlie Kirk's organization, the one that he built for debate, if you have a disagreement, and he instructs people here in this speech, well, after me and Tucker Carlson, right? That's what he's going to do. He wants us deplatformed. So he's going to attack me, he's going to attack Tucker Carlson, and he's going to attack Megyn Kelly because she's at the beginning of what these people have put me and Tucker and Charlie Kirk through. Take a listen to a portion of what they have to say.
So, if Candace Owens decides to spend every day since the murder of Charlie Kirk casting aspersions at TPUSA and the people who work here, who worked with Charlie every single day, his best friends, to cast aspersions at Mikey McCoy and Andrew Colvin and Blake Neff and Tyler Boyer, and yes, at Erika Kirk, and to imply or outright claim complicity in a cover-up over Charlie's murder, to spew absolutely baseless trash implicating everyone from French intelligence to Mossad to members of TPUSA in Charlie's murder or a cover-up in that murder, then we, as people with a microphone, have a moral obligation to call that out by name. So no, Tucker Carlson, it is not an excuse to go silent on Candace's targeting of TPUSA.
He's evil.
Here are her bullshit lines of questioning because you love Candace personally. The same holds true of Megyn Kelly, a person I consider a friend, characterizing Candace as a young mother and thus shying away from condemning her actions or fibbing about them. That is a non-starter. When Candace Owens says, I don't know, but I know, that is retarded. And we are all more retarded for having heard it.
Well, Ben, when it comes to you and having worked with you, I just know the tactics that you use to feign popularity in the public. I just know the amount of money that you are willing to spend on advertising to inflate your numbers to make people think that you're popular. So, yeah, I don't have to say we don't know when it comes to you.
We know.
You are such a joke of a little man. Your jealousy against Tucker, your ability to believe that you can keep manipulating the markets. You know those kids booed you on that stage. The amount of messages I got from Turning Point USA people saying, what is happening? Why is he on this stage? Standing against everything that Charlie believed in. So that's what you're doing. You're standing against everything that Charlie believed in because you weren't his friend. He didn't like you for that very reason. Look at you, and I just think you are such a little worm. I could see you right now, probably.
He didn't like him.
What can we get out to her? We're going to sue her into bankruptcy again, right? Sue her for every infraction and every word that I don't like and every time my feelings are hurt. Because what you really believe in is Baal Berith. That's what your people believe in. You believe that you are contract lords and that people are not allowed to violate contracts or you will ruin them for years. Fire someone and you effectively stalk and harass them for years after. I'm here to let you know that I'm done with it. I am done with it. This one is so fully off of the mother effing plantation. Truly, Ben Shapiro, fuck you and the midget horse that you rode in on.
Shanai, 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 has just entered the building. Candace Shanae Owens Jenkins has just entered the building. Where is Jamie Foxx's song? Fuck you, fuck you. Did she say on your little horse?
Stalk and harass them for years after. I'm here to let you know that I'm done with it. I am done with it. This one is so fully off of the mother effing plantation. Truly, Ben Shapiro, fuck you and the midget horse that you rode in on. And I say that.
Oh my goodness. I gotta play it, y'all. I gotta play it. Hold on. I gotta play it. Shanae Owens. Has entered the building. She has entered the building. Baby, I gotta play it. It's Friday. It's Friday night. Just got paid. Hold on. I gotta play it. I gotta play it.
Just want to say, fuck.
Oh, there you go.
Just want to say, fuck you. Oh, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you. Fuck, 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 fuck.
Ben Shapiro, Ben, we over here at AunTeaFee stand. Look how she looking, y'all. We stand in agreement with Candace. Yeah, AunTeaFee in the Tea Palace. The tea sippers at the Tea Palace. We are standing in agreement with our girl, and she's Ben. This is for you.
Say, fuck you. Oh, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck you, fuck you.
Let's go up. And leave her alone. You hear AunTeaFee? You hear me? If you don't leave her alone, we gonna put Jamie on your ass. You hear us? You hear us. If you don't leave her alone, we gon' give you some Jamie treatment. They can't take. She has had enough. She said, that's all I can stand. I can't stand no more. Fuck you. Okay? And the little old midget horse came in on. Okay? See, if she had little AunTeaFee in her, she started talking about his mangy mutt ass mama. Who raised you, who half-ass raised you. Yeah, see, somebody, you been letting his uncle play with him and shit. He sound too feminine. You know, he got that petty shit, he acting like a girl. He in competition with the men and the females. Yeah. 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 We got your back, Candace. Carry on, baby girl. Carry on.
Fire someone and you effectively stalk and harass the bankruptcy again, right? Sue her for every infraction, every word that I don't like, and every time my feelings are hurt. Because what you really believe in is Baal Berith. That's what your people believe in. You believe that you are contract lords and that people are not allowed to violate contracts or you will ruin them for years. Fire someone and you effectively stalk and harass them for years after. I'm here to let you know that I'm done with it. I am done with it. This one is so fully off of the mother effing plantation. Truly, Ben Shapiro, fuck you and the midget horse that you rode in on. And I say that on behalf of the world.
Yeah.
I know you're going to get applauded by Konstantin Kisin and Andrew Christ is King Clavin and all of the people, the men who have to keep applauding what you do like you're a 4-year-old to make you feel good.
Just like
But
Trump.
The rest of the world can't stand you. You're obnoxious. You have absolutely no values that exist outside of the Talmud. You describe yourself as a Talmudic Jew. And I've learned what's in that Talmud, and I encourage other people at home to learn what is in that Talmud so that you know what Ben thinks of you, because he doesn't just hate me, he hates you too, white men. He hates all black people.
Let's go.
At Talmud, so that you know what Ben thinks of you, because he doesn't just hate me, he hates you too. You have to keep applauding what you do like you're a 4-year-old to make you feel good. But the rest of the world can't stand you. You're obnoxious. You have absolutely no values that exist outside of the Talmud. You describe yourself as a Talmudic Jew, and I've learned what's in that Talmud, and I encourage other people at home to learn what is in that Talmud so that you know what Ben thinks of you, because he doesn't just hate me, he hates you too, white men. He hates all black people, okay?
Let's go.
If he's following the rules of the Talmud, I mean, when I say hates, they think that we're animals, that they have a right to own us, that they have a right to make us worship them, that they have a right to lie to us, that they have a right to sue us and take everything.
That's that making America great again, people, that I've been trying to tell y'all never included black people. And it don't matter how much money you make. It don't matter if, you're in a certain tax bracket. It never included you. I've been trying to tell y'all that. I've been trying to tell y'all that. It was never including you. They don't think anything of you. They think the least of you. That's why they want to remove the immigrants and put your black ass back out in them fields. Pick that cotton and, work for free. Yeah. Yeah. That's what the plan is.
Okay? If he's following the rules of the Talmud, I mean, when I say hate, they think that we're animals, that they have a right to own us, that they have a right to make us worship them, that they have a right to lie to us, that they have a right to sue us and take everything that we have, that they have a right to deceive us, that they have a right to treat Charlie the way that he treated Charlie while he was alive, only to then try to defraud the population into thinking that he is somehow a part of his legacy, that he somehow cared about Charlie Kirk and cares to protect the people that are working at Turning Point USA. Goodbye, Ben. Goodbye. Question is, how much more money is Ben Shapiro going to spend to make people think that he's popular? How many more articles is his father going to write under a pen name, Hank Berrien of the Daily Wire, under the pen name Hank Berrien, as he wrote while Ben was at Breitbart, before he turned his back and betrayed them too, because that is his nature. one of these belly creatures sliver on. Question is, how many more weeks and years do we have to keep pretending like Ben Shapiro is relevant? It's an open-ended question. Of course, what followed Ben Shapiro on stage is somebody who Charlie Kirk loved very much, and who he fought for to the very end against the Jewish donors who were pressuring him, some of them because Ben Shapiro insisted that they do. Take a listen to what Tucker Carlson had to say when he hit the stage.
The prediction that, at some point when Republicans took power again, which I did everything I could, to help, and really felt that was important. I still think, I was right. But I really thought that the impulse to deplatform people, or even to use the word platform as a verb, which it's not, it's a noun, don't steal my nouns, deplatform and denounce. Why haven't you denounced somebody else? The whole Red Guard cultural revolution thing that we so hated and feared on the left that we did everything we could to usher in a new time where you could have an actual debate. I mean, this kind of was the whole point of Charlie Kirk's public life.
Yeah, his parents are still here.
I think that he died for it. I really believe that. And I know a lot about it because somebody else, the whole Red Guard cultural revolution thing that we so hated and feared on the left that we did everything we could to usher in a new time where you could have an actual debate. I mean, this kind of was the whole point of Charlie Kirk's public life. And I think that he died for it. I really believe that. And I know a lot about it because the last several months of Charlie's life were devoted in part to arguing about this event, in fact, this speech, in fact, my speech here, which he asked me to do earlier this year, this summer, and was immediately put under just immense pressure from people who give money to Turning Point, I would assume good people, but who wanted him to take me off the roster. And this has all become public, and the whole thing is so sad that I never talk about it, except to say Charlie stood firm in his often stated and deeply held belief that people should be able to debate, and that if you have something valid to say, if you're telling the truth, you ought to be able to explain it calmly and in detail to people who don't agree with you, and that you shouldn't immediately resort to shut up racist.
That is Charlie Kirk's true legacy, and that is Charlie Kirk's true friend, just as I was and am and will continue to fight and ask questions about who killed Charlie Kirk. And to people that are at home, I implore you to wake up to these people who believe that they are contract lords. I challenge Black Americans to wake up to your true history, because your quarrel is not with white men, okay? Wake up to who published these books and keeps us warring with one another. Christians versus Christians, right? Christians versus Muslims. Wake up and learn the true history of slavery, because that wasn't exactly a white men sport, okay? Jewish people were the ones that were trading us. Jewish people were in control of the slave trade. They've buried a lot of it, but it's there, and you can find it. I think all of us need to wake up to this, because it's making...
I need for y'all to wake up and double tap the like button. I've been trying to tell y'all for how long that Making America Great Again, folks, did not include us. And it's still some simple-minded as 50 Shades of Grey on the darker end of it who still think that they are part of the equation. Silly rabbit, tricks up for kids. I don't know why you think you are. You see that they done left Diddy's ass in jail. Now I heard he got a big old spot. Have quite a few people in there, but he was a part of their little pyramid too. I showed y'all a long time ago. I found that video where they were, he was interviewing Diddy. I see a future with you, and you have potential. You know, you got out of the trouble at the shooting, and and then they started having a ball war, of ego, who balls is bigger than whose, and who, Trump was trying to, and Diddy popped in there and started stroking his own ego, then they started battling, but they been cool. I tried to tell you, they go as far back as the first wife and Kim Porter. Yeah, they've been booty buddies. Again, Bonds said that Diddy and Trump will be in there for hours, 4 or 5 hours. Doing what? With the door closed. Huh? Huh? What Diddy and Trump in there doing? Diddy and Trump sitting in the tree. KISSING. What? I've been trying to tell y'all. Y'all be saying that old lady don't know. Well, my tea sippers told me to stop saying that, but that lady don't know what she talking about. Yeah, okay. Like I've been saying, it's all full circle. Y'all gonna believe me one day. Get the likes up. I'm 2 hours in. I need to be shutting down. Oh, somebody took their like back. Ooh, they ain't like that. Yeah, so somebody you 268 people in here, y'all need to replace them likes that they just took back, because I told they monkey asses the truth. You took your like back, but your monkey ass didn't leave. Yeah. Yeah, don't take no like back and stay your ass up in here. Get your ass up out of here. Go home. Yeah. You don't want to hear the truth? This is the place where you going to hear the truth. Yeah. Roger Bond said that they was in there handling up on some stuff. Get the lights up. Diddy was a part of it with Trump now. And he is finding out the hard way. Yeah, because remember, something happened that made Diddy flip on Trump and start saying Trump was this, that, and the other. And he was trying, because he knew what they was finna do, the plans that they had for black people. And that's when he tried to boycott Trump with black people. Y'all remember that? I'm not moving until y'all get them lights up and get them back where somebody that took it away. I ain't finna play with y'all. Absolutely. Because he knew the plan.
That is Charlie Kirk's true legacy, and that is Charlie Kirk's true friend, just as I was and am and will continue to fight and ask questions about who killed Charlie Kirk. And to people that are at home, I implore you to wake up to these people who believe that they are contract lords. I challenge Black Americans to wake up to your true history, because your quarrel is not with white men, okay? Wake up to who publishes these books and keeps us warring with one another. Christians versus Christians, right? Christians versus Muslims. Wake up and learn the true history of slavery, because that wasn't exactly a white men sport, okay? Jewish people were the ones that were trading us. Jewish people were in control of the slave trade. They've buried a lot of it, but it's there, and you can find it. I think all of us need to wake up to this, because it's making me absolutely sick that he is so bold that he dare sit near Charlie Kirk's chair, that he dare grace that stage when Charlie Kirk knew exactly what Ben Shapiro was and will always be. So again, on your belly, Ben Shapiro. We'll be back after a brief break. All right, you guys, when they double down on abortion, you know that we have to double down on supporting life. Through our partnership with Preborn, we can help save babies and support mothers that are in need. Every day, Preborn's clinics rescue hundreds of babies because when a mother sees her baby on an ultrasound and hears that tiny heartbeat, her chance of choosing life doubles. And now, thanks to a generous match program, you're $45 off plus your home. If you owe or haven't filed, it is not a mistake by representing yourself or calling the IRS on your own. If there is going to be one solitary person
Well, final question. We're in the middle of the trial right now.
Right.
From your point of view, how's it looking?
It's not looking too good. I think they proved everything they need to prove. I think everything else right now is just lock and load. You know what I'm saying? From listening to everything
Can y'all hear this?
that they got to say, I do agree that some of the things are everyday things, like what we talked about with the parties and people paying the first half. You know, that shit that everybody does as an artist. You know what I'm saying? So I think the same way we talked about sex trafficking, you know what I'm saying? I've always been an advocate with Puff on that one because I never believed he had the sex traffic. But if you look up what sex traffic actually means, yeah, you can charge him with it. You know what I'm saying? If you look into technical stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the everyday, so you gotta, in reality, you gotta lock up not just any artist, but you gotta lock up anybody that's getting money. Right. Because anybody that's getting money flies a person to where they at.
Yep.
So
I see it. Yeah. He reported.
Right.
It's typical. Out to Tennessee right now and spend a couple of days.
You know what I'm saying? If you look into technical stuff. You know what I'm saying? But the everyday, so you gotta, in reality, you gotta lock up not just any artist, but you gotta lock up anybody that's getting money. Right. Because anybody that's getting money flies a person to where they at.
Right.
And ends up having sex with them and stuff like that.
Right. And not because they're trying to traffic them, but because, I'm busy. I don't have time to go out to Tennessee right now and spend a couple of days with you. I don't have any business out there. Right. Why don't you come out to LA or New York? I'll put you in a hotel where you can kick it. I'll fly you back.
Right.
We're probably going to be having sex. I'm probably going to give you some money.
Right.
Send you back happy, and we can go from there. That's not sex trafficking. That's not prostitution.
Right.
It's typical, situation.
It is prostitution.
That we all go with, me included.
It is prostitution by law.
You give a girl money because you ain't got time to be with them all day, so you be like, yo, here, go shopping.
Here's, go shopping. Here's some money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm paying for the Ubers. I'm paying for the flights. I'm paying for the hotels. I'm paying for the meals. Right. Is that prostitution?
Yes.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? According to the feds, it kind of is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So that's what I say. If you get technical, then you could say, when you playing it at his level, because a lot of people feel like they don't have no choice but to do it. What he did with Cassie, to me, absolutely wrong. There's no excuse. There's no reason. Anything else that they charged him with, I don't know his business the way that the feds do. I don't know what videos and stuff they found in there to know what they actually have and stuff like that. But on everyday basis, from what they say, I would say labor, you're definitely forced labor. You know what I'm saying? 100%. You know what I'm saying? The weapons, you know what I'm saying? So I do find things in there that they could say he's not going to go home. Even if you don't find him guilty of RICO, you're going to find him guilty of something on there that doesn't allow him to come home.
Yeah, what I think will happen is this. And look,
shout out to
in
Black.
the beginning, I said, well, I think that he's going to beat the RICO. He's going to beat the trafficking. He might get hit with the prostitution charges. They might give him a few years, 3, 4, 5 years at the most. And, you scrape off the 85%, you scrape off the time served, and, a few years from now, he'll be home. But you're right.
We had that discussion, too.
Yeah, we've had this discussion. And you know, but you're right. You get more and more. You're throwing the kidnapping, you're throwing the guns. You know, there could be a superseding indictment over the scratched off serial numbers. There is, you know, the drugs. There is, you know, breaking into homes and everything else like that. You're using employees to engage in illegal activities, and it could, you know, possibly be viewed a certain type of way. But what I'm starting to think now is that the bigger plan is, okay, look, we're going to go through this. We're probably going to lose, but we're already talking to Trump right now about the pardon. Mm-hmm. And they actually even asked Trump recently. Right. They're like, you know, would you pardon Diddy? He goes, well, I don't know. I have to look into it if he's being mistreated.
Nope, he tried to blackmail him.
Mistreated. You know, I used to go to Trump office with Puff all the time.
Y'all hear this?
And
are y'all listening with your good ear?
With Trump and Puffy.
5 times.
5 times.
At least 5 times.
At least 5 times.
The same guy that's his head of security now, the bald-headed, tall, Caucasian guy. It always runs to him when something is up there. Me and him used to sit down in front of the office and talk. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, how's Puffy, man? How's it? Yo, how's Trump? Yo, this, that, other, yo.
Oh, you and Trump security would be talking.
Yeah, we would be talking because they would be together for hours. You know what I'm saying?
Were you actually in the room or no?
No, I wasn't in the room with them.
Are y'all listening with y'all good ear? Hello? T-Sip, Hurst, and guest. Are y'all listening with y'all good ear? Hello? You know, are y'all buffing? You know, are y'all gone? What we doing? What we doing? Where we at? Where we at? Hey, where we at? Don't get quiet on me now. I be trying to tell y'all. Y'all be playing like y'all can't hear. Y'all be playing like y'all can't hear. I need for y'all to be informed and pay attention to what is going on. Diddy tried to he tried to pull their stunt on Trump. The same thing that happened to Epstein. Hello? He tried to blackmail Trump. Trump went around the corner and down the street, went behind his back, and put them feds in his life. He snitched on his trafficking partner, his minor pedo partner. Okay? So Trump's still in there right now. He has a larger room. We see him smiling now because his setup is good. He's allowed to pay a caterer to cater a good Thanksgiving. But things are a little too hot right now for him to pardon. Where he done pardon other folk. Yeah, but they were a part of his affiliation. See, Diddy and Trump was sitting in the room. I can't make it flow, you know, with the room doing the work that. Yeah, they have been together for a long time. Yeah, he loved me long time. Yes, sir.
Will be in front of the.
Yeah, and now we know he get on his knees.
Caucasian guy. It always runs to him when something is up there. Me and him used to sit down in front of the office and talk. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, how's Puffy, man? How's it? Yo, how's Trump? Yo, this, that, other, yo.
Oh, you and Trump security would be talking.
Yeah, we would be talking because they would be together for hours. You know what I'm saying?
You actually in the room?
Hours.
No, I wasn't in the room with them. Me and him would be in front of the door. Whatever business they was talking, but he had an office right there on 5th Avenue. In the building right there, he had an office right there. And we would, him and Puff, I would always go over there with him. And him would be in there for hours. Whatever they was investing in and talking about. Blah, blah, blah. But I also would take him to the Trump Hotel, him and Cassie all the time. That was one of the places that they always went.
I saw Puffy and Polly walking into the Trump Hotel one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah, right there across from Central Park.
From Central Park, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, in which Puff lives 2 blocks away from there. You know what I'm saying? On 55th and Broadway.
Yeah.
So, you know, why you going there for the weekend? Now we know why.
Now we know.
Yeah, him and Trump was really, really close, and that's why it kind of surprised me when Trump went the way that he did, and Puff started going so.
They were really, really what? They were really, really what?
I know right now he's wishing.
They were really, really what? They were really, really what? Trump and Diddy was really, really what? Close. Boy, if I could have think of it, let's get closer. Yeah, closer than close. Ooh, let's get closer. They was, let's get closer.
Went the way that he did, and to the Trump Hotel, him and Cassie all the time. That was one of the places that they always went.
I saw Puffy and Polly walking into the Trump Hotel one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah, right there across from Central Park.
From Central Park, yeah. Exactly,
yeah, in which Puff lives 2 blocks away from there. You know what I'm saying? On 55th and Broadway.
Yeah.
So, you know, why you going there for the weekend? Now we know why.
Now we know.
Yeah, him and Trump was really, really close, and that's why it kind of
Really,
surprised
really
me
close.
when Trump went the way that he did, and Puff started going so hard against him. And I know right now he's wishing
Puff
that
was going against Trump?
Oh yeah, he went really hard on him. They got video out there where they say, "Yo, we gotta stop this man. This man is that doing. If he becomes president, we're doomed, and this and that and the other." And I said to myself, I said, I know he mad. He made that video.
How did Diddy know what the plan was? I mean, because what he was saying some time ago, it's true. That's but how did Diddy know? How did Diddy know? Because remember that video I showed y'all of Diddy and Trump talking? He even told Diddy he probably would never run because of his background. Y'all remember that? His background. He's made some mistakes. Y'all remember that? What you mean he got a script too? But do y'all remember when Trump told him that he's made some bad mistakes, or he's made some mistakes that he could probably never be? It's them. Israel is the reason why. That lady, Diddy provided dark skin. Diddy went up under Trump with their pyramid, their sexual pyramid type whatever. And Diddy got some dirt on Trump, and he was gonna blackmail him, and that's why he didn't pardon him.
Now he did that commercial and stuff like that.
Hold on, I think 50 actually posted this recently. Hold on, let me watch.
Trump gets elected.
Exactly.
I really do believe in my heart there'll be a race war. That's why this message is not just to black people. You know what I'm saying? This message is to everybody. This man is really trying to turn us against each other and put us in a situation. America messed up.
How did he know,
you know what I'm saying? So
what was going to happen?
Seeing that now, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the things that 50 brought up to Trump.
Yeah, just brought up just the other day.
You're going to do that, and he was talking about you. But I honestly feel like Trump is the type of person that won't take that to heart.
No.
Oh, yeah,
you could diss Trump, and if he gets a use out of you later on, he'll just forget about it.
And
nope.
I wouldn't say...
Because he done got in good. He done got in good with Israel. Israel got him elected. Israel got him elected. He's in debt. He's in debt in more than one way to Israel and Putin, because Putin did it for him the time before. Y'all better stay woke. Y'all better stay woke. And before I go, before I forget, just in case this phone shut down, let me get over here. Because his ex-wife done put his ass in the coffin too. Yeah, it's people out there who knows Trump's dirt. Y'all better stop playing. Y'all better stop playing. Hold on before I forget. Let me get over here. Now, I know I sent this to myself over here. I know I did. Hold on. Girl. I be sending myself so much stuff until it ain't even funny. What is this one?
The Democrats did. All of his friends were Democrats. Some of the people that we mentioned are being looked at very seriously for.
Oh, yes, this one he was lying. That ain't it. That ain't it. Oh, why is this saying the content isn't available anymore? Okay, hold on. Okay, Candace, I'm going to finish with you in just a minute. Let me get over here before I forget. Yeah. I mean, because it's still people that be trying to come over here telling me, oh, no one still has a link, a Trump to anything. Oh, those pictures, all that stuff. None of that Trump. Y'all crazy as hell. And he already got lawsuits out there where he done settled playing with kids. And y'all want to act like y'all don't know. Where is it? Oh, my God.
I turned being underestimated into billions.
People's source there. Nevertheless, after her interview with Blanche, she was transferred to a cushy minimum security. Of course.
Y'all remember Trump's ex-wife?
Right. And
y'all remember Trump's other ex-wife? She sure been quiet here lately, ain't she? Marla. Ain't Marla been quiet here lately? Marla Maple. Ain't she been quiet? Haven't Marla Maple been quiet here lately, y'all? Marla Maple said, let me find it. Marla Maple said, don't you leave your kids around here. 14 years old. Don't you leave your... Where is it at? She popped out. Don't you leave your kids around my husband. If you know what's best for you, don't leave your kids around my husband. Huh? Did y'all hear that? She done popped out, baby. She done popped out. Hold on, let me find it before it disappears.
No problem. Take your time.
Oh, I'm talking to me now. Oh, that's where it was. Is it on a video, though? I want to see if it's on a video. She recently popped out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Marla Maples reportedly alerted a teen girl's mother to keep her daughter away from her then husband. Do y'all need to see it for yourself? Yeah. For all you Trump lovers who act like he ain't did nothing wrong. Huh? Like, yeah. I'm sure she up in there too. Hell, they go way, way back. Hell, if they go back to the first wife, then you know good and damn well, the second one, her, yeah, she ain't stay with him long. Yeah. What she say? She warned the mother. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all gonna stop playing with me. Ain't that Marla? Y'all gonna stop playing with me. Marla. Hey, girl. Hey, Marla. What's the date on here? I need for you to move. You showing folk I be eating protein pancakes. Listen. Marla said, Marla Maples, former beauty pageant. Girl, was you one of them? No, you was already an actress. Yeah. Reportedly alerted a teen girl's mother to keep her daughter away from her then husband, President Trump. Hold on, let me bring it on down. New York Times. Trump's relationship with the late ex-offender Jeffrey Epstein, indicated in which the mother of a 14-year-old model was invited to a party at the Epstein Mar-a-Lago estate. You really think Trump want this out now? Huh? The woman's name was Sandra Coleman, alleged her daughter, Tina Davis, who was signed to Ford. We already know Ford modeling agency was in on there too, because she sent that other girl. Remember? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, the dirt is out, boo-boo. Marla Maples said, keep your 14-year-old daughter away from my husband. To protect her daughter. Hello. When they was married, it was her then husband. They were married at that time. And she warned the mother, Davis. She done gave the hell the name. Yeah, nosy people get the likes of. Yeah, they be wanting me to do too much. They be wanting me to tell them here. I saw that lady earlier asked me where I get that video from. I'm like, myself, child, please. You have not supported my platform. No, I wish I would. Yeah. Is that same bald-headed security guy that, that's the same bald-headed security guy that, don't fall, please don't fall. That old boy was talking about Trump security. Ain't that him? The bald-headed white guy that he used to sit out there and talk to, while Diddy and Trump was in there, on his knees, begging you, please. Because we know Trump will get on his knees for it. I get on my knees for the D. I bend. Don't make me sing that song, what you'll do for the D. Yeah. Yeah. That's that same guy that Roger Barnes was talking about. I wonder what's his story. Where he at? Is him still alive? Yeah. She talking, so don't nobody come in here telling me Trump ain't did shit illegal. You know that song where they talking about what you'll do for the D? I give up my presidency for the D. Yeah, I put my wife out for the D. Yeah, I get on my knees for the D. Yeah. I swallow bubble for the D. All of that. Then let me get back to Candace. Okay. Don't tell me Trump ain't did shit wrong. Continue reading. It's more. She said, protect your child. Protect her. She was 14. According to Coleman, she and Davis bumped into Maples in the bathroom at one point of the evening where the former beauty pageant contestants warned her about Trump and his friends. Oh, y'all need to see that part. And then I'll get on back over to Candace. Oh, yeah. She bumped into her at the restroom. Bless her heart. She told her to protect her daughter from Trump and his friends. Y'all see that? According to Coleman, her and her daughter bumped into Maples in the bathroom at one point in the evening where the former beauty pageant contestant warned her about Trump and his friends. Whatever you do, do not let her around any of these men, and especially my husband. Can y'all believe that? Baby. Baby. Huh? Can you believe that? Maples is said to have taken Coleman's hand and looked her in her eyes. And she uttered the cautionary message. Are y'all listening with your good ears? And can you see it with your good eye? Huh? Huh? Marla Maples. Shout out to her for keeping it real. She looked that woman in her eyes and said, protect your child. Especially from my husband. Now, y'all remember, Epstein himself said that Trump is worse than him. And we know he bad. Also, he said the trafficking part of it, he was introduced to it by Trump. We're not going to forget the facts, baby. So she knew about Epstein, and she's implying that her husband is worse. Now, she looked that woman in her eyes. Lord, I hope he ain't do nothing to Tiffany. I hope the Tiffany that the little 15-year-old girl, 14-year-old girl was talking about was not Tiffany, her child. Lord, 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 Lord. Let me move on. Because her daughter's name is Tiffany. Okay. Shout out to Marla Maples. Oh, I know he's sick. I know he's sick. I know he's sick. His ex-wife. I'm glad she said something too. Shout out to her. And this woman said, especially my husband. Wow. Wow. Y'all, it's gonna hit the fan. And you know, we tend to get stuff a little quick, a little early. By next week, this gonna be out. We really ain't hearing nobody talking about Marla Maple. I may need to, yeah. Yeah. They are sick individuals. Shout out to Marla Maples for warning. I mean, just to know that she grabbed the woman's hands and looked her in her eyes in all seriousness. Like, I'm serious. Protect your child. That woman knows some stuff. I'm going to tell y'all this now. She knows some stuff. Wood choppers have their on them feet first. I don't know what that means, Janet. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Let me get back over to Candace. I just didn't want to forget about it. That's deep, y'all. That's deep to me. That's deep. Let me get back to Candace so we can get ready to go. I'm already 2 hours and 36 minutes in. And my likes ain't where they need to be with this type of tea, baby. That tea is hot. Where's Candace at? That tea hot, baby. That tea hot. That tea hot. AunTeaFee play too much. Where is that? I can't find Candace. I can't find it for real. I got too much stuff up. Hold on. I got too much stuff up.
Excuse me? What are you doing?
Oh, the tea hot, baby. The tea is hot. It's most definitely hot.
The process of settling your tax matters once and for all. Call 1-800-958-1000 or visit TNUSA. If there is going to be one solitary person who convinces me, convinced me that the public is justified in looking into Erika Kirk, it is Ben Shapiro, okay? Didn't like Charlie, you're telling me he's just obsessed with defending the honor of his widow? No, he's fearful. He's fearful of something about Erika Kirk. He just keeps calling out Erika Kirk on stage, demanding allegiance to Erika Kirk. Who are you? Actually, who are you? Why are you in this conversation? Why were you so quick to say that you would pick up his bloody mic and carry on? And didn't you just like fire half of your force that was involved in Daily Wire Kids, only to then drop $1 million on Charlie's show? Again, weaseling your way into the chair when you weren't invited to go on there, but Matt Walsh was, because that's what you do. You wheel and deal behind the scenes to make people think that you're liked. It's embarrassing, really, Ben. It's truly, honestly embarrassing. Why are you not embarrassed to be alive? I don't understand it. Anyways, so his general demeanor is starting to make me think that there's something there, right? The Fort Huachuca thing, it's definitively compelling, I would say. He's still working to verify that. But Mark Amadei, we're going to get to that, actually, that congressman in a second. Amadei has come out and really kind of not answered where he was on the morning of the 9th. And as I said, I don't know if we can rely entirely on the memory of one person who believes that he saw these individuals. But what I can say is that we verified 1,000% that he was where he said he was, that there was a meeting where he says that there was a meeting. We verified that Captain Neff was there, the one that he says was nice, but he got questioned for a very long time and they wanted to hold him for 24 hours. So everything else that people are trying to dig up about Mitch, you can just ignore. Okay, that is a distraction, right? The only way that you can help debunk anything that he has said is to say, oh, actually, I was the person that was there. It wasn't this congressman, it was me. Or I was staying at the Candlewood Inn and Suites and I saw this couple or, these two individuals in the hotel as well. And it was actually somebody else. It was my cousin. We are looking only for somebody to debunk those two aspects, okay? Because he was where he says he was, and everything else we have verified. Ignore the noise and stay focused on that note, because we did know that he was going to get attacked by a lot of trolls, and I did tell you we would put together a Give, Send, Go. You can support Mitch at givesendgo.com/Candace podcast. I literally just hit publish on this right before we went live because I realized I hadn't done it. I need to fill out more and a little bit more about his story, but givesendgo.com/Candace podcast to support him. And like I said, I got the paperwork regarding his lawsuits, everything he said about being put on an NDA for 35 years. It is all real. It is all verified. Take my word on it. You don't have to send a bunch of emails and saying, well, maybe this sounds weird. How do you get onto the base? We verified it all, okay? Now, regarding Fort Huachuca and what it is, who he believes that he saw, we told you obviously that he thought that he saw the congressman from Vegas, Mark Amadei. And I will say, regarding the call sign in Vegas, we keep telling you that call sign at various times says Sam 702 or RCH 702. Well, that's Vegas. 702 is Vegas. Talking just about area codes. Obviously, 702 is Vegas. So that could just be obviously a coincidence, but it becomes compelling. Well, Mark Amadei apparently received a ton of phone calls from his constituents who wanted to know where he was. Like, where were you actually on the morning of the 9th? I want to remind you guys, the meeting was concluding at 7:30. We verified his call logs. We verified everything. The meeting was concluding around 7:30 a.m. in the morning on the 9th on Fort Huachuca, at Fort Huachuca. So it is entirely possible, and as flight routes show for planes that did maybe perhaps were in attendance at this meeting, you can get back to D.C. You just can, obviously, in that time frame. Well, Mark Amadei tweeted this. He tweeted, for those of you information consumers who are stuck in practices of the old days, who prefer facts to dreams and falsehoods, take comfort knowing that in public service there is this thing called the public record. The public record on September 8th indicates that I was returning to Washington, D.C. from my district and voting on the floor of the House of Representatives, and on September 9th, in a 12-hour markup in the House Appropriations Committee, of which I am a member, as well as voting on the House floor. Should you prefer video to the words of a member of the federal legislature, please feel free to view the House Appropriations Committee's recording of said event on that date. To quote Ronald Reagan, facts are stubborn things. Merry Christmas. So it's like, whoa, serving up. I was for 12 hours locked into this meeting, and so there I am. There's my alibi. Well, very quickly, the interneted and realized that actually he missed 2 of the roll calls that happened in the morning, and that he was present in the evening or late afternoon. We are still working to verify that. I replied to that feed, but I can tell you what this person posted and showed. Diligent Dennison on X wrote, exposed, Rep. Mark Amade tries and fails to give a solid alibi for the alleged September 9th meeting with Charlie Kirk's security, Brian Harpole. The rep claims to have been traveling to D.C. from his district on September 8th, then in a committee meeting for 12 hours all day on the 9th. However, he was not present for roll call until the 3rd meeting in mid-afternoon on the 9th in D.C. This means he could have spent the night in Arizona on September 8th, attended the morning meeting on the 9th, and caught a military flight 3 to 4 hours away from the base to make it in time for the 3rd roll call in D.C. I can't believe he tried to act like you were there all day. Cooked at the end there. And they were able to demonstrate, according to record, that he did miss 2 of the roll calls. Now, there might be a reason. Again, we are looking for follow-up, and our goal here is if he has an alibi and he was there on the floor for 12 hours, we would be obviously happy to say that. Like I said, we can confirm every aspect of Mitch's story, but we can't confirm his memory and whether or not he is good with facial recognition. But I do find it to be compelling for a few reasons. One is that I was actually given the travel logs for Brian Harpole, and it is entirely possible that Brian Harpole could have made it for that meeting. I can tell you that definitively. Brian Harpole could have made it to that base for that early morning meeting. There is no question. And obviously, in the interest of making sure that I'm not misrepresenting him, I have now reached out to Brian Harpole twice. I have his number because he was Charlie's security. I went on tour with Charlie for years, messaged him. I know that he received it according to iMessage. I messaged him again. I messaged him, just so we're clear, before we went live yesterday, and I messaged him again since, and I asked him, hey, look, we're only in the interest in telling the truth. If you were somewhere that morning, let us know, and we'll clarify that. You would think that he would jump at opportunity, because why would you want to have people even thinking or surmising that you could have been at this meeting when you can easily debunk it? We got crickets from him. Again, it could turn out that it was a Brian Harpole lookalike. It is totally plausible that he just mistook someone's identity, and I am totally open to that and just looking for more information. There was one person who we are vetting who believes that they have evidence that the people that Mitch saw were in fact on that base on that date. We will keep you guys obviously posted on that. Now, something else interesting happened. I have been sending, just so you know, when I send Mitch stuff that's happening and I'm trying to guess who was there or who wasn't there, I don't give him the context when I send him pictures. So when he first described the congressman, described the person's height and their, glasses, this or that, I had sent a few congressmen. He was like, no. And then we landed upon the Las Vegas congressman. We did not give him the name. I didn't know his name, to be honest with you. And he went, that's the guy. So it was interesting. And of course, this was before we discovered the planes and the route to Las Vegas, so that was compelling.
In the past 10 years, UNTUCKit has sold more button-downs than anyone else. More shirts, more happy customers, and more stores. But what we don't talk about enough is the insane quality we weave into each style. We're not just selling shirts, we're selling perfection. From our proprietary stay-put collars to unbreakable buttons and heat-locked thread. We also have exceptional quality control, so there's no shrinkage and each style fits the same over and over. Come try us today at untuckit.com.
Yesterday, and genuinely because I was sitting down having a discussion at dinner with Johnny Yep, who runs Catholic for Catholics, and we were sort of discussing everything. I get this text message from Skylar being like, Ben Shapiro is like on stage, just like calling you out again. I said to myself, what is his investment in this? Why do I feel like he's somewhere along the way implicated in something? Let me clarify, I'm not saying he murdered Charlie Kirk, but it doesn't matter if I said that either way. His whole style is to try to sue people out of the free markets because he can't win in the free markets. But yeah, I'm going, what is this? Why do I feel like there's a hook here? And at that time, someone had mentioned to me, hey, did you see what's going viral right now on X, which is that Erika Kirk lied about having not dated anybody before Charlie Kirk. And actually, I knew that she had dated somebody before Charlie Kirk, and I had never known that she had made that claim, and people were starting to make all of these videos about it, and wondering if she had misremembered or whether or not she was telling an intentional lie about her past. Now, what I can say is that there does seem to be disparity between her version of events and other people's version of events. Definitively at that meeting, obviously, I've already intimated that to you, like Andrew Colvett has a memory, Erika Kirk has a memory, and then the surgeon has a memory, right? I should also mention that the surgeon said, and again, this is through a third-party person, so it's not a direct line between me and the surgeon, that he absolutely did not violate HIPAA when he suggested, hey, maybe it's a frangible bullet, but rather that it was a three-way call with him and Andrew and Erika. I don't know if he's telling the truth or if Erika's telling the truth and Andrew Colvett was flying blind. But, there's a disparity. And as I was looking at this, I sort of went, oh, wait, yeah, I do remember that Charlie told me about Cabot Phillips dating a girl. For some reason, I thought it was Sammy, the other girl that he had a crush on. And I was like, was it Erika? That's so funny. I'm trying to remember this. And then I saw a picture in somebody's TikTok of Cabot Phillips. I hadn't seen him in a very long time, and he works for the Daily Wire. And he had a beard. And that was the thing that he kept saying to me, is this guy had a beard, he's around 37. Anyways, I sent him the picture of Cabot Phillips, and he says, yes, that's the person I remember being at the base. Now I'm like, that would be totally crazy. Maybe, again, this could be a lookalike. And so I messaged Cabot Phillips and did not get a response. I messaged Cabot Phillips twice today, actually, and asked him if he wanted to have an off-record conversation, because we can't just take that to the bank. Like I said, I am terrible with faces. So if I saw Cabot Phillips, and I had to just from memory, there's 30,000 other people I would say it was definitely him too. And I can't trust Mitch's vision on this, but it at least is compelling. And I was like, let me do some basic fact checks here. What do I even know about this guy, Cabot Phillips? And I know that he does the Morning Wire at the Daily Wire. And I checked, and he's missing from the Morning Wire. He doesn't do it daily, but he does it enough times that I noticed that he is missing from September 4th to the September 10th on that show. And so I am looking to see, to just debunk or remove him from the picture, that and maybe to get a clearer understanding that maybe Mitch thinks he remembers things. I mean, he's super detail oriented, telling me what kind of watch the person was wearing, because he was like, I was going to go up to him and I was going to, but I'm going, I don't know anything about actually to find any information outside of his father, who I found a lot of information about. Actually, he's a pretty big guy, taking a lot of money from the Adolphs, and definitely a neocon, I'll tell you that for free. So I thought, could this be the reason that, if I back up my voice, could this be the reason that Bed's having some sort of a weird spiral? Does he know something? Or is this just a case, and it could just be very clear, it could be a full case of Mitch misremembering, but I didn't give him the context. I didn't say this is Erika's ex-boyfriend from 2017. And I just found that to be interesting. And yeah, so I don't know what the reason would be to say that you didn't date someone. You did. And I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand that at all. And the internet did pull this up, which I think we can show that. Yes, we're that couple. Painting lessons together. There's a lot of social media activity between her and his family. I was also really compelled by how close she is with her cousin, Nicole Rothstein, who defends her in the comments currently, by the way, and says, Erika, people were asking why it seems like now there's this bend towards Israel, and Nicole Rothstein was like, I'm her cousin, she's half Jewish. I did not genuinely, I did know that she was part Jewish. I don't know about any of this at all, but it is interesting that they had a relationship, and I don't know why that's being wiped from the memory. There's nothing wrong with having a relationship before you find love of your life at all. And so I'm hopeful that we can get some answers, and that's why I ask them publicly. When I can't get answers privately, I ask them publicly. Do you want to know why? Because I have a right to ask questions. And like I said, I don't like the way Ben is signaling that he doesn't want people looking into Erika, okay? And when people start looking in, they then find that a Daily Wire employee dated her. So that seems interesting, to say the very least. And we should figure out, you know, what's actually going on. Like, what is actually going on? He even says the Mossad. I never once said the Mossad killed Charlie Kirk, so was that by accident? Just really starting to think in a major way that Israel's got something to do with killing Charlie Kirk. And the Egyptian planes, which we are putting the final touches on, because I don't want there to be even one typo or mistake on this, that we're going to put up on our website. It leads you to Israel. It just does, okay? There's no question. That's why they were panicking about the Egyptian planes. Fort Huachuca is involved in lawsuits and sworn affidavits regarding 9/11. People who asserted that the prepping for that took place. The vibes are vibing here at Fort Huachuca. The more of it I learned about Fort Huachuca, and that's why we open you guys to this investigation to send us tips. And I would like to focus you on what we would like to learn. If you have concrete evidence of what occurred at Fort Huachuca on the early morning of the 9th, we want to hear from you. We do not want an email about what Mitch did in 1993 and why you don't think he's a good person because he had a divorce with his wife. We just don't need that. We do not want an email saying, I'm in the military, and it would be unusual for them to allow him to book the hotel. We've already confirmed all of it. He has a literal video of him that's 18 minutes long asking for directions to get to where he's going. We can see in the background where he is. We don't want you to waste your time on that. We have verified everything we could verify about the story. We cannot verify the people. And yeah, I just sense that there's something there, because Ben is coming undone, and he only comes undone about one topic, and that is Israel. So we will take a break, and I will answer some of your questions. All right, you guys, you should know that as a consumer, you actually carry the success or the failure of a business in the palm of your hands. Their success depends on your decision to spend money with them or their competitor. Well, my friends at Pure Talk would like to say thank you.
Oh man, it done fell over. I didn't even know it, y'all. I was in another room. Was y'all getting the tea?
All right, you guys, happy Friday. Well, I just want to
Were
start by
y'all
saying
getting the
it's
tea? Thank you, Janet. Thank you,
Ben
Naturally
Shapiro
Nolan.
is terrified. We can all see that now that Charlie Kirk is dead. He seems to be
Baby, I had to make
multiple
some
stages and
uploads.
demanding an allegiance
Some
to Erika
clips.
Kirk. In fact, it almost seems like he's demanding that nobody inquire further about Erika Kirk.
Oh, okay. It went back. I hit it, y'all. Listen, I had to go in there and make some little clips. Make sure that y'all like, share, and subscribe. Join the membership, baby. The tea is hot. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. The tea is hot. Okay? Oh, it's hot. Yeah. It's a lot going on. Trump is having meltdowns. He trying to start war. How did he know back then what Trump plan was? Y'all remember? Because they discussed it. They thought that Diddy was going to go along with it. They was going to use him as long as they could, just like they was going to use her as long as they could, thinking that a money talking bullshit walk, and that they was going to stay along for the money. And hell, now that we know that how Trump will turn on you and snitch on you, he could have also gave a little intel to the feds on Diddy as well. Let's just stay woke. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. Trump talk. I mean, we can always look at the patterns. Oh, girl had already got her money. The feds picked it up after. Yeah. There's a pattern here. But Trump said, oh, him and Diddy was okay until he went into politics. And Diddy, yeah. I'll be back tomorrow, y'all. Yeah. Trump told him, Absolutely. Just like she know the intel. See, I always listen to people who have been involved in it. You know, and Diddy was involved in that satanic stuff, just like they were. But I gotta go, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Please hit the like button. Please like, share, and subscribe. Join the membership. The tea is hot over here, boo boo. It's hot.